Yo, what's going on at the fight? What is your boy Buddy back with another one, fam? And we talking boxing. And today, open panel day. Sharon Hancock, what's going down, fam? Beautiful Nikki. Nikki, what's going down, Queen? Jago 619, what's going down? Y'all smash that like button. Today we're gonna have an open panel. You know, a lot of people want to get their little 2 cents in. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all little words in today, man. Let y'all get y'all little words in today. Miguel, what's going down? We'll let the people get into the building. Then we go rock out. Ernie V, what's going down, my brother? How you feeling? Actually, I smashed that like button as y'all come into the building. Smash that like. And if y'all could click on that link that Nick pinned, go on up as pinned it. Subscribe to my brother A1 Hoop Zone Basketball channel. Show him some love. John Zavala, what's going down, bro? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come in, fam. Smash that like as y'all come in. Yeah, Ernie V. Smash that like button as y'all come in, fam. Bull crap, Javier. Because Canelo sent them an invite to fight, but they didn't accept it. AP was going down. Green team in the building. We got the beautiful Nikki, and we got AP in the building. Green team, green team, green team. Stand up. Canelo performance against Kovalev. Word was made about bet when better be. Not me. Not me. Get Canelo his credit and his just due for going up to fight them boys. Jesse Donachi, thank you for that love and the cash out. Much love, much appreciated, Jesse. Much love, much appreciated, champ. Chilling, AP. I can't complain, my brother. Taking it easy, fam. Y'all smash that like as y'all come in the building. But we're gonna talk about all that, Javier. First thing first, Canelo has a good fight against Dimitri Bivol. You know what I'm saying? Canelo has a good scrap against Dimitri Bivol that he gotta get past. Once he do that, then we'll see what's up with the second fight. But Canelo got smoke for all these boys. Canelo got smoke for all these boys. My brother Timothy Muzay, thank you for that love and the cash out, bro. Tim, I appreciate that love, fam. Much love, much appreciated, champ. Appreciate that, Tim, my brother. All the boxers talking crap about Canelo. No doubt, Lord Muff. Yep, AP is possible. It's possible, bro. As long as Murata don't get caught up and just stand right there trying to bang it out with GGG, he got an opportunity to upset the apple cart. And I won't even say upset because he's a world champion. He deserves to be respected like a world champion. More than Martinez was going down. Canelo knock Ramirez out. Ramirez, Zerto ass, go to sleep with his hating ass. It's a 50-50 that I think Cholo wins, Lord Mo. 50-50 that I think Cholo wins. Good scrap, though. Damn good scrap. If y'all want to see a perfect breakdown of that fight, go to Surgical Boxing and look at his breakdown of Cholo and Brian Castano. EDU was going down. Jose Webb was going down, bro. Roy Noah was going down. Yeah, well, happy April Fool's Day. I ain't got an April Fool's joke yet. Yeah, Tim, I got a video coming on that. That shit gonna be fireworks. Captain Fish can't stay up. Y'all smash your like, fam. Yeah, so what we gonna do, we gonna talk on Canelo Alvarez. You know, going at it with everybody. And knew he done not gonna be a hell of a fight, Tam. I think you know we get it again, but he gotta be mindful that Donaire can punch. And I wonder with Donaire breaking his jaw like he did last time and fight through it, do we do we be the same? We knew he with the aggressiveness, or do we try to be a little smart? Marlon Martinez is not being disrespectful, just what I see. But I seen Ramirez going up against my man the last fight. My man always almost putting him down. Canelo gonna put him down in my opinion. I seen that AP. He ain't getting that. He better be off going to take a fight with one of them other boys. Yeah, Uka's in the close one. I'm here, y'all. I'm here, y'all. Y'all, get my tongue. Smash the like button. Traveling was going down. Alexander Mercer was going down. D. Frazier was going down. What you say he gonna get dropped at 175? Huh? Don Juan say from Houston, what it do? I mean McGill versus Castano. Who you got? Got Castano. Charles Granger. Nah, Javier Tank going with his own promotional company. I'm here, y'all. Smash that like. Bleed Blue was going down. Justo Trouble was going down. Hold on to this say, yo, light this man up. He's on his game and this shit. Who is Ramirez fighting next? If he wants Canelo, he should push for the better be versus Smith. I hear you, Marlon Martinez. I hear you. That's what you're thinking. No, I ain't gonna knock you. I think everybody should have Cholo versus Lucky, bro. Honey wants those belts big time. I hope he gets them. Why is there debate who on top on those weights as to who else? What's going down, Sergio? Cassandra, what's going down, Queen? How you feeling? Yeah, man, Mez, I'm hearing that too at the catch weight. Manny 209, what's going down? Jose O, what's going down? Marlon, appreciate that. The drop was going down. Houston, Texas, what's going down, bro? How you feeling, champ? Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this Canelo situation. We go drop some links. I'm gonna let some people up to get a take, right? Get y'all takes on what y'all think about Canelo Alvarez situation. Do y'all think Canelo ducking? Do y'all think Canelo beat these boys? It's just the same pressure being put on these other fighters like the pressure being put on Canelo. And why, when you ask more of these other fighters, that people get pissed off? You know what I'm saying? People get pissed off, bro. Everybody expect a lot from Canelo. My brother Tay say he beat them boys, and that's all I'm saying, Tay. Right? All I'm saying is this: I'm not mad at nobody saying Canelo need to fight this fighter, that fighter, this fighter, that fighter, because I kind of agree. Get the smoke. What's going down? I agree, Tay. I want to see him fight Charlo. I want to see him fight Andrade. I want to see him fight Benavidez, right? But at the same time, If you don't fight him now, and then you got other fights out there for other fighters, I just want the same energy. I want if you call Canelo a punk motherfucker for ducking and dodging, I want you to call everybody else that ain't fighting nobody a punk motherfucker for ducking and dodging. If that's your stance. But we go drop the link. Put some art on the walls. Get a plant, something. Nah, man, I ain't gotta put no art on the wall, man. I got something coming for the future. Smoke. Don't worry about it, Smoke. I mean, I might be playing, but I'm authentic right now, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got something coming in the future, homie. We got something coming in the future. We working behind the scenes. We go drop some links and we just go get some, some perspectives. All right, we dropping some links out there, y'all. Open panel. Open panel. Aurelio. No, I haven't seen that clip. No doubt, Houston, no doubt. But Floyd still got his just due. Floyd still got his just due because I'm one of the dudes that gave him his just due. Floyd, my goat. People call me crazy when I say he's my goat. So the link is dropped. Y'all want to get up here and talk this Canelo talk? You're welcome. Send it to me, Nick. Wrong link? What link I send? Hold on. We get it together now. Yeah, wrong link. Hold on. My bad, Smoke. My bad. Money Brown fucks up. Oh, okay. Here we go. My bad. I apologize. Da, 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 da. Set up for the widow. Set up for the widow. I apologize. That should be the right link. Again, the bink. Mika. Uh, Mika. Mink. Ma. Bing. My brother get this smoke.
What up? What up? What up?
I think you got the you turn it off smoke. I think you had internet plan.
No, it wasn't like there was the first link was to a like ended stream or whatever.
Yeah,
But you read my mind, man. I was like, when's money gonna drop this link right now? Well, okay, there it is. I didn't have to say
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. I had the link band drop, make it drop it like it's hot.
TGIF, man.
Man,
I hope your life is blessed and going wonderful. It's your family to me, so it's
man.
always a pleasure to see you. Let's chop this up.
Same here, smoke. I hope everything going all right with you as well. I told Keon your age, he didn't believe me, smoke.
You
He
talk about
said
what?
I told Keon you was in your 50s, he ain't believe me.
Oh yeah, no, I made 51 like last month.
Man, Keon said, ain't no ways. I say, man, good genes, man. Smoke just look like a young man. He ain't no young man though, bro.
Like, listen, like Keon got that gray beard, but he also got his push-up game is on tight. Like he got that young man push-up with that old man beard.
Right, right. But yeah, Smoke, just today we're just gonna talk about the Canelo way. I'm quite sure you was on Keon's show earlier today. That inspired this channel with Coach and Knockout.
I caught part of it. I didn't catch the
That
whole
man,
thing. I saw you up there doing your thing. Everybody talking over each other. So, um, I got late. I got there late, and there was a lot of back and forth because you have some people over there that don't really care for Canelo like that,
right?
and then you have you who like I don't know. I can't remember the last stream you had where you didn't mention Canelo. So yeah, that was gonna be some fireworks to on that station.
Yeah, well, it comes to the point, Smoke, to where they forced me to put Canelo on their face like this. So now they say I'm a sellout. They say I do this. Then I'm the type of dude. If you call me something, this and that, so I say, all right. If y'all want to call me a sellout, I'm gonna put Canelo on y'all face every goddamn day,
Hey,
and I ain't
listen,
stopped yet.
man, I've seen Dillian White channels. I've seen all kinds of channels. So whatever, like you can make your subjects are what they are. At least you pick the guy that can fight. Like Canelo is a hell of a dude. Canelo's flirting with ATG. I don't know any active fighter right now who's flirting with ATG outside of Canelo. Like he is set himself apart from all the other active fighters, in my opinion.
That's a fact, Smoke. I don't know what happened with the Lone Wolf, man. And then my thing, Smoke, like I'm not even pissed off. Like people want to see Canelo with certain fighters because I want to see Canelo with certain fighters as well. But all I ask is keep the same energy, bro. If you're going to look for something out of one man that's in the same profession as the other ones, right? And I get it. They say heavy is the head that wears the crown. Okay, Canelo get paid all his money, this, that, and third. But when you see him fighting, it doesn't matter how people try to slice and dice to cut this shit, how they want to cut it. If you fighting three undefeated champions in a row, bro, this three undefeated champions in a row. My brother Jose, what's going down, Zay?
What's up, boss? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you. How you doing?
All right, everything good, my man.
Chilling. If he's fighting three undefeated world champions in a row, regardless if you like the champions or not, you have to get a man credit because they are world champions, bro. People can't just come out and be like, "Oh, well, he's a world champion." Oh, but that don't mean shit. Oh, it ain't this, it ain't that. No, that stands for something, bro. He's fighting world champion. Not only that, undefeated world champion.
Well,
Long, you know Long Wolf? Let me show Long Wolf in the building.
it doesn't mean the same thing in this day and age for a few different reasons. First off, because of the proliferation of sanctioning bodies and the fact that these guys don't fight each other on the way up. So you can become a titleist in any number of ways. And so it's just not the same. It doesn't have the same kind of cachet as it had when there was only the WBC and the WBA or whatever. It just changed like that whole like metric of undefeated champion. It used to
Uh,
mean more. It used to be more like 20 years ago than it does today.
well, I say this, Smoke. That's because people wanted to mean more 20 years ago than it does today. But still in all, fighters still get into this game. Long Wolf, can you hear us? You in the building? I want
Yes,
to.
sir. Yes, sir. Hey, this Houston, Texas 056. Long
Oh,
Wolf.
Houston, Texas. What's going down, bro?
What's up with you, baby?
You got. We say Long Wolf on your thing though, but I see you, my brother. How you feeling?
Chilling, man. Good to see you, bro. You looking good.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But this the thing, Smoke. Still, right now, today, right? The thing in boxing is to become a world champion, bro. Regardless if it's 4 belts from 2 belts or 3 belts, the sanctioning bodies are here and they've been here. So it ain't like this is something new. Oh my God, they just threw 4 belts. No, 4 belts been around for a long fucking time now. And these are the what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? The criteria of becoming a world champion, or the criteria of being somebody in boxing, bro. One, become a world champion. They always say get a belt. Once you get a belt, all right, you become a world champion. Not just any belt, one of the four sanctioned body belts. So when people look at Billy Joe, when people look at Caleb Plant, and people look at Dimitri Bivol, I'm gonna say Callum Smith because that's who Canelo beat now. People can't discredit those dudes as if they just nobodies. Like you can't just come up out of nowhere because it ain't the fighter you wanted to see him fight, or it ain't the champion you wanted to see him fight, and just say, well, fuck Callum Smith, Billy Joe, and Caleb Plant. Because these are the same three fighters that you would want Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, and David Benavidez to fight to get some recognition. Because if they go beat them dudes, guess what? They become world champion, or they become unified world champion. So it's okay for them to get the credit from those fighters, but when it comes to Canelo, or because he ain't fought my fighter who I like, then it don't mean shit. Like, nah, we can't do that. We can't,
So, bro, so here's just like yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was on a panel with somebody who said that Gervonta Davis can't box. Right? First, they said he can't fight, and then they switched it up to say he can't box. They didn't say he's an undefeated champion or former champion or none of that stuff. Or if you say Jamal Charlo, like I was on another panel where I was having a back and forth with a very popular channel, right? This dude, the host of a very popular channel, and he was like, "What's Jamal Charlo gonna do at 32 years old? Like, what's he doing? You need a fast track." Meanwhile, this dude is
smoke. Casimir, yeah. Once you click on it, she'll take you to a Safari, but she'll also take you to where it tell you to just join in. She'll have your face, your name, and it should tell you to join in. So yeah, it'll take you to Safari first.
right. So just to jump on, like people are saying that Jamal Charlo at 32 needs to pick it up. They're not saying he's an undisputed 2-division champion. So it just doesn't like boxing fans, or not even boxing fans. YTBC people on the YTBC say a whole bunch of stuff, and it seems to be not consistent. There seems to be a lot of inconsistency when it comes to when you should respect an undefeated fighter, because you remember Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin were undefeated fighters, right? So then you become the undisputed champion.
What's they world champion?
No, I understand. I'm just I'm just going through the tiers, right? So you got undisputed fighter versus undefeated fighter versus undefeated champion versus who gets respect. So you could be an undefeated fighter and maybe you get respect, maybe you don't. You could be an undefeated champion, maybe you get respect, maybe you don't. It seems to be depending on the circumstance and the particular fan base. There's no consistency on the YTBC when it comes to this stuff.
Right. Let me shout out my brother Ronald Jaggerin. Ronald, thank you for that love, and the PayPal is always coming through. My brother coming through with double duty as well. Thank you, champ. Always, bro. Means a lot, bro. Jose, what you got on this, Jose?
First, let me give a shout out to Smoke and my man out of Houston. Was it Wolf?
Houston, Texas.
What's up, bro?
All right, and what's up, Money Mom? Thanks for putting me on. But it's the narrative, the fucking the standard, everything changes as it goes. It's like people play it by ear. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking when Canelo was gunning for the undisputed, they were talking that European tour shit. You know what I mean? Downplay all the belts and stuff like that. But it's a global sport. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it is. That's the way the ball bounces. Like you can't fault motherfuckers for being that. Look at Devin right now. You know what I'm saying? That's good. You know what I mean? He's going for the belts. He's gunning for it. He's about to get it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers could be on some hater shit like, hey, he took, you know what I mean? He got it easier than Canelo. Canelo had to go face 4 motherfuckers to get it. You know what I mean? He's just facing one motherfucker. But nah, man, it is what it is. It's the belts. They're with an Australian motherfucker. He's gonna go get it out of Australia. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. You can't just downplay shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain boxers or whatever. And yeah, man, it's like it is what it is, man. It's like, you know what I mean, you can't downplay it because of the country where motherfuckers come out of, or motherfuckers are getting the belts. You know what I mean, and that's what it is. That's the way motherfuckers move. He's going for fucking belts. You know what I'm saying? He's going for it, motherfucker. Not matter of fact, now fucking going to Canelo, he's going for double undisputed. You know, and it's fucking. You know, like Devin, shout out to him for fucking, you know what I mean, finally getting that fight that he's been gunning for.
And doing what he got to do to get it, though. But Houston, Texas, what you got on this, my brother?
What's up, money? Yeah, man, I agree that the casual fans they have like a double standard, and I think envy plays a role with it, especially with boxers that want to be in position that they want to be in the position that Canelo's in, because he's a face of boxing and he's fighting undefeated champions. And like you said earlier, if it would have been somebody else, you know, beating these champions back to back, they would have got praise, they would have got props and everything. But since it's Canelo, they're not giving him his just due. But you know, Canelo's a vet and he's been in the game for a minute. This is a cutthroat business, and I think his mind is fortified to just block all that out and just take care of business, man. He's a gym rat. He's disciplined. He's going for legacy, and he's going to talk in the ring. So he's making that money. He's making big moves. He keeps on winning, and he's going to go down in the history books. I believe if he continues in the path he's going in right now, as the best Mexican boxer in history. And haters gonna hate, but what I do appreciate is that the real ones, you know, Shakur Stevenson, Earl Spence Jr., you know, a lot of good boxers that are honest.
Terrence Crawford.
You got to understand, Terrence Crawford
him.
also beat undefeated champs, right? And we still talk about Terrence Crawford's run to undisputed was one of the weakest runs. It's not just it's not just Canelo.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, I'm a big Crawford fan. I'm a huge Crawford fan. Matter of fact, I think Crawford is going to take out EJ eventually, but time will tell. But what I'm saying is that these dudes, like Shakur Stevenson, Earl Spence, and real good boxers that are honest, they give Canelo his credit. But that's not really put out there on social media, on YouTube, on ESPN. I don't know if it's the powers that be that want to downplay Canelo, but he's making big moves, man. He's like a quiet storm. Ain't nothing gonna stop him.
But and check this out. Getting off the fence right now, going back to the boxers. Look how shit sounds different. It's the difference between sounding thirsty and sounding hungry. Look, Caleb Plant now. This motherfucker, he's talking about he'll fight Bena, he'll fight Charlo because he wants that rematch. You know what I mean? That's a motherfucker that sounds hungry right there, that he wants it back. You know what I mean? I want it back with Canelo. Before, as to all these motherfuckers, they were like, sounded thirsty. Like, give me Canelo just on the payday. Don't want to fight no champs. Don't want to fucking get another belt. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted that payday. You know what I'm saying? But look how fucking quick.
They say Caleb Plant out there, Jose. He don't want to fight Benavidez though.
What's that now?
They saying Caleb Plant refused to fight Benavidez next. When that'd be a good ass fight.
No. There's some recent shit. This is like just like hours ago or just yesterday. This
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like now all of us and then like and it's crazy how the motherfucker has to fucking lay it out for him. Like, you motherfuckers go see each other. Then fucking the winner of that. You know what I'm saying? But the fans, you know what I mean? They're still it's so easy to hate or easy to downplay, you know what I'm saying? But it's happening in your face, man. It's greatness, it's fucking, you know what I mean? It's legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Legacy.
It's legacy.
Let me shout out my big brother Coach. Coach, what's going down, Coach? This is my thing. When Smoke that said about Crawford, saying Crawford had one of the weakest runs to undisputed, right? It don't matter what a motherfucker said about him. It's not stopping Crawford from going into the Hall of Fame as an undisputed champion, right? So this is my thing with that. I never really questioned Crawford run to undisputed because you only fight who's there. And people shit on Julius Indongo, right? They're trying to shit on Julius Indongo, but Julius Indongo went to Russia and won the belt. He went to Scotland and won the belt, and then he came to the U.S. to fight Turnbull Crawford, where he made his demise, and Crawford stopped his ass. But you can't be pissed off at Julius Indongo. Let's just say people say Reed is better than the Dongo, right? We all probably agree that we've seen Reed put him down. But it still can't take away from Julius Indongo becoming world champion. Julius Indongo becoming unified world champion. And Julius Indongo put himself in position to fight for undisputed, bro. Undisputed. There's a lot of fucking fighters out there that'll never become world champion for people to just dismiss world champion like it's nothing. People be like, oh, well, he got put in a position like this. No, bro, it's so many people out there that will never become world champion. And we got some fucking Olympians. We got some Olympians that'll never become a fucking world champion, bro. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying Olympians from each country, not just America, but Olympians from each fucking country, bro, who beat out motherfuckers who's the best that'll never become a world champion. You feel me? So I just look at it like this: to sit up here and say Canelo Alvarez, Rashidi Ellis sounds to PBC, man. I'm gonna get Rashidi on next week, y'all. We're gonna figure a way either gonna be next week, yeah, for sure next week. But to sit up here and discredit Canelo Alvarez and the champions that he beat, and to make it as if those champions are nobody, right? It's just we can say fuck all champions then.
Right. So yeah, my only point was it's not just an issue that Canelo suffers. Right. When I brought up Bud, I was just saying that the narrative around the YTBC it varies from channel to channel and person to person. Like not everybody gives guys that kind of respect. Like straight up, Moni, I got to tell you something. Like you are one of the guys on here that gives guys respect to a degree that I haven't seen anybody else. Right. Even you know, even though you might slag a guy off, you give guys a whole ton of respect. Not everybody does that. Like some guy, you know, like if you haven't heard the name or whatever the hell, like they just slag it off. So, like, you know, Billy Joe Saunders being undefeated is not that impressive to me, right? But you know, Caleb Plant is also not that impressive to me. The reason why it isn't that impressive is because the names he fought. Like you know, what's the guy he knocked out? Not Alvarez, but who's the guy he didn't knock him out? He dropped him to get the belt. Caleb Plant.
My dude from
he got
Venezuela.
He got
Truex.
Nah, not Truex.
He was a world champion though.
He got the crazy name. What's his name?
No.
Jose.
Kazaki.
Usataki.
It was got to whatever.
Yeah.
But point being, like that was to me, that is still his best win in his entire career, right? And and outside of Canelo, probably his toughest fight. So it's just kind of like saying when you say a guy is undefeated, really what it sounds like is a code word for you haven't fought anybody. So if you say you're undefeated and you fought everybody, that's a different tier. It's a different level of respect that you get from that. Because you know, it just is what it is. Like Billy Joe Saunders, he's cool with the you know, he got David Lemieux, he's got you know, Nigel's kid.
Conor Ben.
No, sorry, Eubanks kid. You got
Not
Chris
Conor Ben, yeah, Chris Eubanks.
Chris Eubanks kid.
Willie
but
Monroe.
outside of that, Willie Monroe, like that's what I'm saying. It's like,
you can say, but these are.
I'm just saying, like, if right. So to me, if I'm not giving Triple G credit for Willie Monroe, it's gonna be hard for me to give Billy Joe Saunders credit for Willie Monroe, especially when you got Billy Joe Saunders' kid getting W's off of Willie Monroe in press conferences. Like it's just a different kind of thing. Like
I mean, he could have kicked that little kid up the ass, but he ain't want to do it. He could have kicked his little ass up the ass, smacked him behind the head. I know you're talking about punching that man in his nuts like that. For real, he was.
Yeah. I'm saying he just like Willie Monroe did not go out like, oh yeah, that's a real great win like against Billy Joe Saunders. Like all I'm saying is, it's one thing to say you're undefeated, but it's another thing to say you're undefeated when you fought everybody.
Okay, so according to your analogy, Smoke, then that means Charlo, and that means Demetrius Andrade, and that means David Benavidez. That means they ain't shit then. That means they haven't, like, because their resumes ain't that impressive. If we're gonna look at it and say according to who you fought, then that means them being undefeated ain't really shit then. Then people shouldn't be so high on them saying, oh, they the guys to beat Canelo Alvarez, according to your analogy, bro.
Right, but that according to my analogy, it's why the Bivol fight is a more legacy defining, and it's a more fulfilling fight, and why I'm not part of whichever crowd is saying that he's ducking when he's fighting a Bivol, who is an undefeated fighter who's fought people, right? It's a different thing.
This is what I was going to touch on too. When you ask somebody that hates Canelo or that give him the credit that he deserves, you ask him, okay, well, so what would certify? Who does he need to fight? They could say Boo Boo. They could say Charlo. They could say Bena. But then you ask them, okay, well, what fight made you say, like, you know what, this is the guy he needs to see? Exactly. And they're just gonna come up with like, oh, he's an undefeated champion, motherfucker. You know what I mean? He was just handing out first L's like not that long ago for the past year and a half, and that's all they could say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was you know what I mean, I'm sure it was right here on this chat with a hater on this not on this chat, but sending messages, and they were talking about, they even had the nerve to say fucking the 6-0 motherfucker, the Rosado. I was like, okay, well, you're saying that that's the motherfucker that he's got to get by. You know what I mean? Like, he's holding the key to the gate. Give me the fucking fight where he was like, where you were like, damn, you know what? This motherfucker, like, I mean, he's ready for Canelo. They don't. They just go off the hype, and just because the motherfucker's got a O, you know what I'm saying? So that's what goes back to what you Smoke was saying right now. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you look at the motherfucker's resume, you know what I mean? And it's not all that. But when it comes to Canelo, oh, he's ready. You know what I'm saying? Or Canelo needs to see him so he could, you know what I mean? But it's that double standard shit.
And let me address my brother coach. Let me address my brother coach in the chat, because this is what y'all quick to go to, coach. Y'all quick to say he deserved credit for Khan, Yurgim, and Fielding, right? Y'all always bring up those three names as if he don't have fucking Austin Trout, Aristotle Barber, right? He fought Mayweather. He lost to Mayweather, but he still fought Mayweather. Danny Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith. What's the name for the fight? I mean, sorry, Caden Plant. So don't just go try to point out three names, right? Because if you look at Kai Yurgim and Phil Hand, and then you go to fucking Dave, I mean, then you go to Demetrius Andrade, right? His record, his resume is filled with Kai Yurgim and Phil Hands. You see what I'm saying? When you go to Charlo record, his record is filled with Kai Yurgim and Phil Hands at one fucking 60.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all want to try to point out three fights from Canelo Alvarez. One, Amir Khan was a money move, right? He went up, knocked his ass out. Abney Yurgin was a mandatory. As much as you want to say he ain't a mandatory, Rocky Philhand was Canelo's first fight at 168. He went up to 168 pounds. His first fight at 168 pounds was Rocky Philhand, a man that had the regular WA and he was undefeated. As y'all want to say, it ain't shit. And he had the fucking WBA regular. But Canelo went up, tested the waters with the bigger weight, knocked his ass out, and said, "You know what? I can do my thing up here as well, bro." So you can't get pissed off at somebody going to 168 and his first fight is somebody with a world title. And y'all just don't like those fighters. So don't try to hold Canelo feet to the fire and say, well, he deserves a lot of credit for Kai Yurgim and Phil Hand, because I can go to Floyd Mayweather record, and this is no knock, Smoke. You know Floyd's my GOAT, and they gonna say this, that, and third. But we can go to Floyd shit and say, do Floyd get fucking credit for fucking Andre Berto, Conor McGregor, Victor Ortiz, right? But those are world champions. Well, Victor was the world champion. Berto was just that was a inside fight to where they was fighting over a female. And Conor McGregor, he made a lot of fucking money, but that motherfucker wasn't no fighter. So we need to quit trying to put pressure on Canelo and bring up three little fights out of how many fights Canelo got? 63, right? 60, one loss, two draws, right? 60 wins, one loss, and two draws. And y'all want to bring up 3 out of 60? 3 out of 60, that leaves 57. What's the percentage of fucking 3 out of 63, bro?
There's another thing. There's another thing, Moni. You got to understand that the my all-time to me, the face of boxing is one Muhammad Ali. He's not undefeated, right? Like the two cash cows in boxing right now, AJ and Canelo, they're not undefeated. So when you're now talking about undefeated champions, what are you talking about? Like the best guys in the world are not undefeated. The most profitable guys in the world are not undefeated. So what does that matter?
Right.
Like, it's all about who you play. You gotta go in. If you're gonna be undefeated, if you gotta go undefeated, you have to fight people for that to mean something.
Go ahead, Houston.
Yeah. So back to what you were saying, Money. I strongly agree that the right thing to do is to measure everybody with the same stick. You know, not do double standards or anything like that. So if you feel strongly about one thing, feel strongly about it the whole way through with everybody equally, right? And also another thing is, okay, you may not have fought the best fighters, but politics plays a big role in boxing, and sometimes your promoter's trying to set you up to be in the best position, because unfortunately nowadays that undefeated status does count to move you up quicker, to get the big money fights quicker, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, to be an undefeated champion is nothing easy. It's nothing easy. You know what I'm saying? It takes something. You may not be special. You may not be a special fighter, but you got to have something to be an undefeated fighter. and Canelo is being an undefeated champion back to back to back. And I do agree with Smoke with Bivol being his biggest test. That's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight. I'm pulling for my boy Canelo, but if Homeboy gets him on points or something like that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, man, that boy Canelo, he's special, and he's showing it fight after fight.
Just a little bit of pushback. Jeff Horn was an undefeated champion.
And I give Jeff Horn all the credit. Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao, bro. Like, listen, I thought Pacquiao edged it, right? But I couldn't be pissed off and be like, oh, and I got my so y'all won't think I'm lying. I still have my fucking my post-fight interview of Pacquiao and Jeff Horn on my channel. So if y'all go down, y'all want to find it. I thought Manny Pacquiao won the fight, right? I didn't think, but I wasn't mad because Jeff Horn went for it, bro. And if I couldn't scream robbery, I couldn't say, oh man, it was a fucking robbery. I thought it was a bad decision, but I couldn't scream robbery. But you have to give Jeff Horn his credit because he went and beat Manny Pacquiao, became the WBO champion, right? And not only that, you can tell Jeff Horn because Danny Garcia wanted to fight him. Keith Thurman was willing to come back and fight him. Sean Porter wanted to fight him. Kell Brook wanted to fight him, right? And what if they looked at Jeff Horn as fool or whatever? He earned the position to put himself in position to fight those guys to get himself a payday. So you can't shit on Jeff Horn because Jeff Horn would be in the history books as a world champion for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. And these are things that people got to look at. And that's why people saying the sport of boxing is dead is because people not valuing the world champions that become champions. Regardless, if me and Jose won that bitch a fight, me and Jose ain't never been heard of in our life. But if we get in a position, because we all know boxing, right? It's not fucking basketball, football, baseball, right? Of course, the politics of boxing can play a big role, bro, and we can't deny that. But this been boxing. It ain't like this shit just happened. Like, oh my God, we're in a new age of boxing, and now the politics are playing roles in boxing. This had never happened in the glory days. Or no, politics always played a big fucking part of boxing, bro, and it's going to continue to play a part. So I'm not gonna be too pissed off at somebody promoter or whomever put their fighters in position to become world champion. If me and Jose get into that ring and we just so happen to fight for the vacant IBF world champion and Jose was to whoop my ass and become a world champion, then guess what? Jose is the IBF world champion and he should be respected as a champion. And guess who's going to come gunning for him? The contenders are going to come gunning for him, bro. So when people be acting like, oh, this shit, because I hate when people act like that this shit just started happening with Canelo or this shit just started happening in boxing when they've been in boxing. And then they, well, if we want to keep accepting this shit, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep, bro, this shit been in boxing. And people have been accepting it, bro.
But that's why you can't, like, that's why you get pushback when you just say he's an undefeated champion. Because the Jeff Horn win, I'm not blaming the judges for it, but I am blaming the ref. Because at a certain point, what Jeff Horn was doing wasn't boxing. Right, there was at a certain point that like what we saw out of that was some different sport, and because the ref wasn't reel that in, we got the result that we got. But we don't even have to go to Jeff Horn Pacquiao. We can talk about Charles Martin and the guy he beat to become a champion. Like that guy got hurt on an ankle twist in like early in the fight. Nobody was winning that fight. Like that, like nothing had happened yet. So you get Charles Martin also being an undefeated champion, right? Like I'm just saying, like the moniker undefeated champion, yeah, it's at a championship fight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all of a sudden you get this level of respect over, like, you know, Charles Martin over even like a Luis Ortiz kind of thing. Like it just depends on who you fight and how it got there. Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Well, let me answer that, Jose. You can go. Nick, put surgical boxing name in the chat, Nick. It's surgical boxing, bro. Surgical boxing. Well, you can say this, that, Smoke, but once Charles Martin became a world champion, respect got put on his name, homie. That's what y'all got to understand. Just because people sit up here and say, oh, I don't know who that boxer is. When that person become a world champion, Natalie Green was going down, Queen. When that person become a world champion, respect get put on your name. That's why he was able to go over to the UK and come from making what, a high 5 figures to making fucking 7 figures over there, bro. Regardless if people want to say they bought the belt off or whatever they want to say, when you become a world champion, respect get put on your name. When he became a world champion, Charles Martin, you know how many fucking heavyweights was willing to be lined up to fight his ass for that title?
Okay,
you can't. That's all I'm saying is you can't discredit somebody for becoming a world champion because of the position they get put in. If you become a world champion, bro, you become a fucking world champion. Period. Like it's nothing people can do. Take that away from
All I'm saying is all undefeated world champions are not equal. Like Charles Martin and
Oh.
Joseph Parker were both undisputed,
I
but they're
get
both
what you're
undefeated.
saying.
All I'm saying is like
Oh.
undefeated, like Charles Parker. I'm saying Joseph Parker and Charles Martin were both undefeated world champions. But at least Joseph Parker had fought some guys, right? So it's like it's a little bit. You get a little bit more respect when you beat a Joseph Parker than a Charles Martin. Like even if you go like if you look at AJ, like right after that he went into the Dominic Brazil fight, and people were panning that fight. But at the same time, when he went to fight Vladimir Klitschko, it was like he's a young developing guy, and they felt like he didn't have enough steam on it. So once he beat Vladimir Klitschko, that's when his respect level went up, because at that point it wasn't the Charles Martins of the world and the Dominic Brazil of the world, but now you got a guy who's going first ballot Hall of Famer guy.
Let me touch up on that.
Wasn't even a champion or undefeated.
Let me touch up on that real quick. What Smoke was saying, like, yeah, you're right. All the champions are not created equal. Excuse me, but at the same time, that's what a champion's thinking. Like, you know what? This motherfucker doesn't deserve a belt. You know what? Let me show you what's up with this motherfucker. He doesn't even deserve a belt, and I'm gonna knock his ass out, or I'm gonna end the fight early with his ass. So I'm gonna go get take this belt from his ass. So that's where that term easy belts come from. That's why Canelo's like, all these motherfuckers. 68, the 68th week, how you motherfuckers say? Watch what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna get all four of them. You know what? There's a motherfucker at Cruiser that's got a belt that shouldn't have it. I can go up, leapfrog 2 weights, and I'm gonna go up there and get it. Now, Bivol, now going back to like motherfuckers giving respect, everybody knows Bivol got tools like a motherfucker, and he's got, undefeated and everything like that. The only reason I think, or like Jeff Horn, he wouldn't get respect, but he was a champion. Bivol's got tools. He's solid. He's good. I think if he was American and the motherfucker would be on Instagram or on social media or be like, like, hey, fucking Canelo, motherfucker, like, you're ducking me, this and that. I think we probably give more respect to Bivol for all the wrong reasons, in other words. You know what I'm saying? But since he's like, he probably don't even speak English and he's from another country, you know what I'm saying? So he's under the radar, but the motherfucker's good. You know what I'm saying? But we don't call him solid. We call it as fucking Canelo taking an easy route. You know what I'm saying?
A beast.
I think it's just he's fighting on an app, so he doesn't have the exposure. Like Triple G and Loma, they didn't speak English, but they had that platform that everybody was looking at them. So their skills overcame the fact that they didn't speak the language, right? But like on an app, like there's a bunch of stuff that's like stopping Bivol. But I'm just saying that nobody is saying, like, to me, I don't think there's anybody who really watches the sport that equates Dimitri Bivol with, like, Billy Joe Saunders. Like, you can say maybe stylistically, Billy Joe Saunders should have given him a problem because they're saying, like, movers and guys who use lateral movement give Canelo problems. But, like, people don't go, like, Bivol haven't fought anybody.
Hey, Smokes, are you saying Bivol's better than Billy?
No, I'm saying that if you say undefeated champion with Bivol versus Billy Joe Saunders, it's not the same thing. Bivol saying he's an undefeated champion is saying something, because that dude, he's been through Pascal, he's been through Barrera, he's been through Joe Smith, he's been through guys who've had the title, who fought other people, so it's a real thing. Versus guys who haven't fought anybody. Yeah, right. So like you look at Demetrius Andrade. He's an undefeated champion in 2 divisions, and dude still never fought a former or current champion. So it's a different thing when you say he's undefeated champion.
Let me say this, Natalie, you ain't got to worry about it, Queen. I understand it was a typo. I'm looking at Coach. I don't know if Coach saying Canelo don't fight the best, and this is my thing with y'all, Coach. When y'all say, "Oh, well, Canelo not fighting the best," period. Then what the fuck is Charlo and David Benavidez, and what the fuck is Charlo, David Benavidez? Here you go, Coach, right here. Charlo, David Benavidez, and Demetrius Andrade fighting.
David sound like he want to fight everybody though.
Yeah, but this is my thing. It doesn't matter, bro. They're gonna have to force something or do something to get into the ring. You can't sit up here and look at Canelo and Canelo resume, fucking all. You can put all their resumes together, and Canelo fucking all their resumes up. To say he's not fighting nobody, that's blasphemy.
They're not also on the same level.
You think that David is just talking shit that he'll take a lower payday, or he really about it? You think he really is down to earn his stripes to get that big fight?
let me tell you something. I always say this. I give David, you say David Haney, and Demetrius Andrade credit because they're trying to get the fights. But just because you're trying to get the fights, you still have to fight somebody. You can't sit up there and talk all this tough. Wait a minute, you can't sit up there and talk all this tough guy shit. You'll fight this fighter, fight that fighter. Then when a tough fight come along, you get away from the motherfucker. Demetrius Andrade just had a tough ass fight with Janabek. Janabek is a way better fighter than Zach Parker if you're looking at it. And he vacated his title to come up to 168. And people saying, where he vacated his title to 168 against Canelo. Well, how the fuck you gonna get Canelo? Well, you got
Only thing. Hold on.
We got a fight right here with Janabek, and you leave your title to go to 68.
Only thing he doing is what Canelo did. He ran out the division. He doing what Canelo did.
So
wait, let me finish.
That's what I mean, Coach. Every time we bring up something with them, y'all bring up what Canelo is doing instead of just holding their feet to the fire and making their ass fight somebody.
Hold on. You're not listening to what I'm saying. When it was time for him to fight his mandatory, just like Janabek, he ran out of the division. He did it at 154 and he did it at 160. So don't act like he didn't do the shit, because that happened. He took a franchise.
Hey, Coach, I got a question.
Here you go again, Coach.
Hey, yo, Coach, I got a question, Coach. Hold on.
Because, man, y'all don't let.
There you go. But, Coach, why every time we try to hold their feet to the fire, y'all bring up Canelo Alvarez for this shit?
Hold on. I'm holding his feet to the fire because I know what is the situation. Hold on. There's a different situation. It's a different situation, and the reason why it's a different situation is because that kid been running after fucking Canelo since 154, and he's doing it again. He's going to put himself into position to be the mandatory, and he did it before. And when Canelo had the opportunity, hold on, let me finish. When Canelo had the opportunity at 160 to become undisputed at 160, what did he do? He ran the fuck out the division. Same thing he did at 154. But y'all respect that. I don't. So
I got a question, Coach. I got a question, Coach, if I may. Bivol, well, a couple questions. Do you see him as a formidable opponent? And awesome, thank you. And if Canelo should get a good victory, you know what I'm saying, a unanimous decision or a knockout, would you acknowledge that?
Absolutely. And listen, money will tell you, I never had a problem with him fighting Bill. I have no problem with that. And if he beats Bivol, exactly. If he beats Bivol, bro, I'm gonna give him all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world, no problem. But my point is this: when you had an opportunity to really show that you are the best fighter in the world, see, you don't avoid smoke. That's how I feel about it. He avoided smoke over and over, and I don't respect it. That's just me. It's just my opinion.
So
what about Caleb Plant?
Hold on, Houston. So now, Coach, once again, you don't respect that with Canelo Alvarez. All right. Now, when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, he's been trying to get a big fight, a big name fight. Janabek is right there. Here's mandatory, right? The same shit y'all do with Canelo. Oh, he should be facing this mandatory. Janabek was right there to face him. We all know that was a hell of a fight for Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade should have fucking took his title and fought that man, right? He should have fought Janabek, but he ran out of the division, bro. He should have defended his title. We not talking about no Canelo or none of that shit. Let's leave Canelo off the table. We talking about the same shit y'all said about Canelo. Now that he's in a position, why didn't he fight that man and defend his title? And it would have been a big time name fight because Janabek is way more known than fucking Zach Parker.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you an answer to that. What my belief is. Now, do I think that'll be a good fight? Hell yeah, I think it'll be a good fight with Janabek. And I wouldn't mind seeing it. But this is another thing you gotta understand. When a motherfucker gonna tell you and your daddy and disrespect you and call you a horrible fighter and all this bullshit. I'm just saying. So now he's chasing something that he may not ever get. I'm just saying. He may not ever get that fucking fight. But he's trying. You got to give the man credit. He's going up to fight the number one guy. who is Canelo's mandatory. So he's going to try to get that in that position so he can get at 168 and fight Canelo. So that's the difference. If Babu Andre was a money man, if he was a money man, then there's something different. Now, do I give credit as far as Canelo being a money man? Yes, he is the fucking money man. But is he pound for pound for me? No, because of the way he moves. That's just not the way I feel about it. Anytime you're going to get up in there, and you're going to fight the likes of fucking, and I ain't talking about what he did when he was at 154 and shit like that. I'm not going to talk about that because he fought some good fighters at 154. I give him credit. I give him credit for that. But when it was time to fight the guys who are a serious threat, who's a threat that all of us want to see. Money Brown, you a boxing fan. You want to see him fight these guys. But then you have Canelo fans. See, you about giving credit, which I respect that, all right? But then when people say stuff that y'all is proven is the truth over and over and over, and it's not the fights we want to see. If the fights that we want to see, we're not getting. And that's the difference between great champions and guys who are good champions. Now, is he a great fighter? I think he has a hell of a lot of skills. Don't get me wrong. But my point is this. He don't give us what we want as fans because we know who the fucking threats are. And most people who feel that they got the best, say like if you got fucking, say like guys who got fucking race horses or fucking fighting dogs or fighting chickens or whatever. You going to prove that my shit is better than your motherfucking shit. That's in every competition. But y'all don't see it that way. Y'all see it about, oh, he's making legacy. Of course, there's the difference between titleists and there's a difference between champions. Champions there's so many belts out there that a lot of people can become a fucking titleist. You understand? And he takes advantage of that. And y'all don't see that. I see the shit that he do. How come when you move up to one, you keep fighting the weakest link every single time? That's my beef, bro.
Okay, I gotta stop you, coach, because I'm gonna let RJ get up here. But I'm gonna say this: when Canelo was at 154, Canelo fought the best at 154. Austin Trout, Arslan Lara. He even fought Floyd Mayweather at 154, even though Floyd was 147 pounder. When Canelo was at 160, Canelo fought the best at Triple G. He fought him twice. He was the best at 160. At 168,
this is not
hold
true.
on, coach. At 168, because I want RJ to get up here. At 168, Canelo fought the best in Callum Smith, Billy Joe, and in Caleb Plant. At 175, he didn't fight the top-notch guy at that time, which could have been Bill or better be, but he still fought the top guy at Sergey Kovalev, who was the most achieved, right? He was the former unified light heavyweight world champion, right? And he became WBO world champion once again at the division. So Canelo Alvarez was fighting the best at each division. When he was
Absolutely was not.
So,
Absolutely was not.
RJ, what's going down, RJ?
Absolutely.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
What's up, money?
What's going down? What you got on this thing, RJ?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfect, bro.
Hey, coach, you got background, bro. I know you at the spot.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing a gig right now. But
Yeah,
all right, let me mute it. I'm gonna mute it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Can you hear us, RJ?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand something. So this man fights champions, regardless if they bums or not. They got belts. 50 to 100 years from now, when they look in the record books, are they going to look at who was the flavor of the month that he fought at that time? Or are they going to see who was champion? Last time I checked, when you were a boxer, you aimed to be the greatest. And the way you proved to be the greatest was to beat the best. And the best had the belts. So now it's a stigma because he fights guys with belts in his youth, in his prime, while he has it. And he don't get credit for that.
Well, it's a different standard, right? So when you, I think there's tiers to this whole thing, right? So when you talk about Canelo being held to a standard, and then you go like, what about Charlo? What about David Benavidez? Like, first off, David Benavidez is not a champ, and if he's had maybe one title defense, no, like David Benavidez is trying to work on being a champion. Charlo is trying to work on being in the Hall of Fame. Canelo is on a different level. Canelo's trying to be an ATG. These are different tiers, right? So, like at this point, we're holding Canelo to the ATG standard. We're not holding him to the Canelo standard or the David Benavidez standard because he's already surpassed those guys.
Okay, but you're saying that, and I hear you. I understand where you come from, but at the same time, you gotta understand, Benavidez, Andrade, Charlo, especially Charlo. Y'all think these guys are the greatest thing since sliced bread?
No,
Who they
not
fought
true.
to even
That's
prove
not
that?
Let OJ go.
Not
Let
true.
OJ go. Go ahead, OJ.
Yeah,
That's
who
not
these
true.
guys fought to make y'all believe that they even deserve a shot?
Well,
At
deserve
Canelo.
Okay.
So just real fast.
Go ahead.
It's styles make fights, right? So when
No,
you're
no,
looking
no,
at
no, no,
Canelo,
no, no, no. Don't, no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
trying to
no,
tell
no, 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 no,
just straight up.
no. Don't
Bro,
say
bro,
that.
I
Don't
didn't
say
interrupt
that.
you. I didn't
Don't say
interrupt
that.
you, but just I have to say it, and let me make my point. Like when we look at Vladimir Klitschko, right? Let's take Vladimir Klitschko and Joe Calzaghe, right? Vladimir Klitschko never fought a Hall of Fame. 69 fights. Dude has 0 Hall of Fames on that. Even though there was a half dozen ATGs, active when he was fighting. Dude couldn't even figure out how to get in the ring with a Hall of Famer. Meanwhile, he's still first ballot. Then you have a Joe Calzaghe who got in the ring with some ATGs, but at the end of their career, right? But then you're able to get in to the Hall of Fame that way. So there's ways that you can get, like Charlo right now. If you look at Charlo and Triple G, if you look at Triple G at when he was 32 years old, Charlo was doing more than Triple G did, right? So it's really when they're talking about the Canelo. If you look, I'm trying to tell you, look at Triple G. Go to 2014. Look at Triple G's resume at 2014 and compare that to Charlo, and you will
I
see
don't
that
see much
Charlo.
difference.
I'm just telling you that at that point, I'm just telling you at that point, at this point, Charlo's a 2-division champion, something that Triple G's never even been. But that's
Nope.
that's a different point. He wasn't unified at that point, and he hadn't been in another weight class. There's a whole bunch of stuff. The issue isn't about whether or not these guys necessarily, like, what have they done to deserve a fight. It's the style matchup, and they were in position to they were in the position to get the fight. Charlo was the mandatory for WBC, and he didn't get the fight. Canelo said that he was going to face Andrade. Canelo said he was going to be undisputed in 160, but he didn't fight Andrade, right? So when we look at when we look at Lara, when we look at Mayweather, and we saw what movement does to Canelo, you want to see the Andrade matchup, right? So that's really what it's about. It's not necessarily that they're the best thing since sliced bread, like they can beat anybody. It's
that's
just
not.
it's really just about the matchup against Canelo.
For the most part, like the reason why we want to see against Boo Boo and Charlo and Banner is because they're Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
No.
hold on, coach. Okay, what you got between Bebo and Canelo?
Listen to this.
No,
This
who
is all
do
the
you
thing
got
I'm gonna
between
say.
Bebo and Canelo? Who do you got between Bebo and
Listen.
Canelo?
Listen to what I want to respond to RJ. I want to respond to RJ.
No, hold on.
Let Jose go, coach. Then you go. Go, Jose.
We want the Boo Boo fight. We want the Charlo fight and everything like that because they're American. You know what I'm saying? What he's doing, he's super exceeded that. You know what I'm saying? He's challenging more with Bibble. You know what I'm saying? And we're still discrediting it. You know what I'm saying? We're still discrediting it. It's like, you know what I mean? Why? Because he's European?
No. I already said that. I give him credit.
Okay,
For
but
Bibble.
isn't that
Listen to this. But then you come right. Hold on, you not let me finish. So then you come right back, and you gonna fight Triple G again? Really? You telling me that ain't bullshit? That's bullshit. And not only that. Hold on. Not only that. When your guy said, what makes them deserve that? What made fucking Amir Khan deserve a fight with Canelo Alvarez when he had been stretched?
What are you talking about? Amir Khan was at the top of his game when he fought Canelo.
Man, what you been smoking?
Hold on, RJ. Hold on. Let him go. Then, come on. Go ahead, coach.
Amir Khan was not at his top. He had been fucking stopped twice already. What are you talking about? In a lower weight class. He's coming up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo.
Yeah, but let him go, coach.
And not only that, my thing is this: Wood gives. See, this is called duck talk. That's what I call that. When Wood gives them who has they fought, but then you go and fight Rocky fucking Fieldhand, a bum who had a title. So fucking what?
Okay,
I
but
like to see
No,
David
let him go,
Benavidez.
Jose.
You didn't let him go. He didn't go up and say, "Okay, Zerto Ramirez, you the 168 pounder. What you call him? You 168-pound champion." He didn't do. He didn't do David Benavidez when David Benavidez. You never heard a word about undisputed until David Benavidez lost that belt on the scale. So that's my point. He avoids certain fighters, and that's the only thing I have a problem with him. As far as his skills, he's a very good fighter. But I'm not gonna sit here and crown him the fucking golden boy when you're not doing what the fans want. Who you rather see him fight, David Benavidez or fucking Triple G? Be honest.
Benavidez,
You rather
of
see
course.
him?
Nobody's denying that.
Exactly. He not
No,
giving
hold on,
us
Jose.
what we want. Now,
So
as
now-
far as Bivol, I think Bivol is a hell of a fight. I think that's a fight that I want to see. And I think Canelo beat Bivol. Hey, bro, I give him all the credit in the world, bro.
Hey,
But
one.
as far as the way he moved, it's the only thing I'm saying, bro.
So now, let me get this, Jose. You can go, Jose. When
Okay,
now,
but-
when you look at,
hold on.
hold on, Jose. Hold on, Jose. When you're looking at Canelo, right, and we keep saying what gave this person the opportunity to deserve to fight, or what gave this person the opportunity to deserve to fight, or this person. Now, this what we do know in politics, right? And it's something you can't take away from Canelo, like you couldn't take it away from Floyd, Oscar De La Hoya, none of them dudes. You get to pick who you want to fight when you're the fucking A side, right? Now, this doesn't mean Canelo is running from these dudes. Y'all call it duck talk, right? So, okay, you can say it's duck talk. But then when it comes back to these dudes, the same ones, the Charlos, the Andrades, right? Who the fuck are they fighting still? Now, they can't get Canelo Alvarez. Y'all keep bringing Canelo. When we say, okay, well, they're not fighting Canelo. Then what the fuck do they do next to put themselves out there to make their own history? Because they keep chasing Canelo. They want to be in Canelo Alvarez history. What do y'all want to say? Oh, well, Canelo should have fought him. And we don't like Canelo for this. And we don't like Canelo for that. At the end of the day, they want to be chasing Canelo Alvarez, right? And whether y'all like it or not, Canelo's still fighting world champions. He's still fighting world champions. And these motherfuckers are world champions dropping their titles to come up and fight least opponent, right? To try to put themselves in position, as y'all say, to get another fight with Canelo Alvarez. So if y'all keep saying they've been chasing Canelo for so goddamn long and Canelo won't get them to fight, 54, 60. All right, well, if that's y'all theory, then y'all should be saying Andrade, Charlo, fuck Canelo. Don't chase him no more. He's not giving y'all the fight, right? Go
I've
fight
been saying
somebody
that.
else. Wait a minute. All right. Well, when you say that, then you got Andrade right there with a fight with Janibek, who's a hell of a fight because Janibek finna be world champion, wasn't finna beat the fuck out of his boy for the vacant title. But we all know Janibek is fire and heat for Demetrius Andrade ass, and he vacated his title to come to 68 to try to get a fight with somebody else. And y'all don't hold his feet to the fire and say, Andrade, why the fuck are you running from Janibek? Because if that's the case, that's duck talk. And he's running from Janibek. He should have been fighting Janibek at 160, who put himself in position to be a fucking mandatory, but he vacated his title for some shit that he
Mandatory for who?
He vacated his title for some shit that he don't know going to happen. Now he got one fight left with his own, and now y'all telling me, oh, he's gonna put himself in position and he's gonna get the fight when we know next Canelo Alvarez is fighting Triple G, and y'all can say this,
and that's a bum fight.
Wait a minute, well, you can keep saying it's a bum. All right,
money.
Wait a minute, you can keep saying it's a bum fight, but we know it's reality. If Triple G go out there and beat Murata, we know it's a fucking reality for Canelo to fight Triple G next. So what are you going to put yourself in position to fight who?
But you respect that? So do you respect that?
It's not the point about respect. It's
No,
the point about
it is about that.
It's the point about wait a minute. It's the point about it being business, bro. The zone.
Business.
The zone.
He gave up $25 million.
Fight Bivol next, right?
Fuck that.
If I want,
Or
all right,
$15
let me finish, coach. If you're going to fight Bivol next, if I want to fight Bivol next to get this title at 175 to put myself in position to become undisputed at 175, right? Because Bivol was always a player. He was always a player, right? These are facts. He was always a player. Him and Jamal Charlo. So now he go up and he accepts the offer for Bivol and Triple G, and you still got people out there saying he lost both fights. You still got people out there saying, oh, he lost both fights to Triple G. You got motherfuckers out there, Triple G was robbed. Oh, he got this, he got that. So we don't know what's going on, right? Oh, fuck it, let me go ahead and knock his ass out, get it out the way. They put him on the contract, right? The zone put him on the contract. So do I take Bivol and Charlo? Do I take Bivol and Triple G? Or do I take Jamal and Benavidez, right? He took Bivol and Triple G. Now, y'all can be pissed off about Triple G all y'all want to, But the facts are, his first fight is between Dimitri Bivol. That's a tough fucking fight. Nobody can deny that shit. And we don't know how the Triple G fight is going to go. We don't know if Canelo going to go in there and knock his ass out. We don't know if Triple G going to pick himself up, because one thing you can't deny, right? Triple G is still a world champion. That vacated it look like if he beat Murata, he's going to be a unified world champion. And he's making if he beat Murata, he's going to be a unified world champion. Now you can call him a duck, but you ain't calling him.
He is a duck.
All right, you call him a duck, but you're not calling Demetrius Andrade a duck for ducking Jennifer. So if you're going to say this shit, that's all I'm saying. Keep the same energy with all their ass. Because guess what he's doing? Wait a minute, coach. Because guess what he's doing? He's going up to chase another fight with Canelo, just like you're saying these boys going to chase a fight with Canelo. Can you be pissed off at Triple G for going to get another Canelo fight?
When Triple G, hold on, he don't deserve it.
Coach, I'm asking. Could you be pissed off at? Could you be pissed off at Triple G?
If that's the case, he don't deserve it. You know why he don't deserve it?
Coach, I'm asking you a question. No. Could you be pissed off at Triple G for going up chasing the same man that Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, that they chasing?
Hold on, he's not chasing because he got the protection. He got the complexion for the protection.
Come on, coach. We're not talking about none of that shit right now, coach. We're not talking about that. We're talking about protection. We're talking about. Could you be mad at him? Could you be mad at Triple G? Could you be mad at? Because you taking this shit elsewhere. Could you be mad at?
Because it is what it is.
Could you be mad at Triple G? Could you be mad at Triple G for chasing the same motherfucker that Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, and David Benavidez is chasing?
Listen, I'm not mad at Triple G. I'm mad at Canelo for fucking making that fight when he said I'd never fight that motherfucker again. And not only that, he a duck too. Because he had an opportunity.
Okay,
this
so
is what they hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead, because I'm still waiting for you to call. I'm still waiting for you to call
WBC. Okay,
wait for you to call Demetrius Andrade a duck too, coach.
Fuck it, he a duck too then.
All right, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. My whole point is Triple G, after he lost the fucking belt, and Jamal Charlo got that fucking before Jamal Charlo got that belt. Triple G by Mauricio Suleiman, him and Jamal Charlo was gonna fight for that spot. And guess what he said? No. And what he did, he wouldn't take the fight. So he a fucking duck too. Demetrius Andrade been trying to been unified with that motherfucker forever. He don't want to fight him. But then you come along, the person who don't want to fight the other two champions, right? To unify that division, he do just like Canelo. He take the path of least resistance. So what he did was he go in another route. Now he fight Murata. When you had two other guys who've been calling your ass out for years, and you decide to fight them, and then on top of that, he get another Canelo fight. You telling me that ain't no complexion for the protection, man? Stop that bullshit with me.
So, coach, basically saying everybody a duck. Everybody a duck.
He was sitting on that belt, you know what I mean, waiting for that third fight from the gate. But going to Canelo,
he could have unified with Charlo, and he could have unified with Bubu Andre. And he wouldn't make the fight.
And another thing, though, Charlo and Andrade could have unified as well and made something big happen. But they didn't want to do that for their goddamn selves. So
that was the reason. Well, with Canelo, I was one like, you know what? You're gonna have to see one of these three motherfuckers. Where's Bena? Where's Bubu? And where's Charlo? And I was like, you know what I mean? It's like everybody's talking. You got to go see him, right? But when this motherfucker, when he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna I ain't gonna go for the cruiser. I'm gonna go for Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He super exceeded that. Those three motherfuckers right there. He's going for Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's going for Bivol. He super exceeded that. Whatever the fuck's on the back end of the contract, he super exceeded that shit right there. So now I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker's challenging more himself. Now it's like I gotta give him motherfucker more respect. You know what I'm saying? Because we set the little bar. Everybody had their little fucking pretendo bar that, like, you know what was greatness? Fucking Charlo's greatness, Bena's greatness. And this motherfucker super exceeded that. He went for Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Coming from a great motherfucker that said, don't fuck with them. Fucking Ward. You know what I'm saying? Nah, motherfucker, I'm gonna go see about that. You know what I'm saying? And he super exceeded that. We all had a little fucking greatness, fucking graph, bar, whatever the fuck right there. And we're like, you gotta go see Boo. You gotta go see Charlo.
Hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna holler back at y'all.
All right, coach.
All right, coach.
See, the thing really is when it comes to these guys, right? Like and I'll tell you, like for me specifically, like if you want to talk about, his history, like I wasn't with the whole like historical narrative going into the Kovalev fight that he's going to hold 4 division champions at the same time, like Henry Armstrong. I didn't think Rocky Fielding was a real champ, right? So there's a marketing of boxing, but then there's what's actually happening. So with Canelo, the other point is that he has really slow feet. So it seems like a guy who has a lot of lateral movement, who that's part of their game, would be a problem for him because we've seen him struggle against guys. He lost one and he got a decision against one that people felt like he shouldn't have gotten. Right. So there's the stylistic matchup that people would like to see with Andrade. The other part of it.
What about his last fight? His last fight.
Yeah, like Caleb Plant has never been the mover of Andrade. Like not any day of his life. Like his name is Sweet Hands, not Sweet Feet. But that's a different point. All I'm saying is the Charlo, like when you go into a Kovalev guy, if you have 2 guys in their prime, but you fight Kovalev and Fielding, like people are not going to be hyped for that because those dudes, it's either not really high level of competition or a guy who has 1 foot in the casket.
But Smoke, why did he fight them? Why did he fight them?
RJ, people can say what they want to say, right? When he went up to fight Rocky Fielding, he coming off of 2 fights with motherfucking Triple G. Y'all know who was the favorite in both fights? Triple G, right? So Triple G was the favorite to beat Canelo twice. Back to back, right? Not only that, when he went up and he fought Sergey Kovalev, people can say what they want to say. Sergey Kovalev just beat a young, hungry motherfucking Anthony Yarde, who hit hard, right? People are, but we're not going to give him credit. I don't give a fuck about y'all not giving him credit. It's not going to take away that he went and fought the most prestige fucking world champion at 175 because Sergey Kovalev was a unified world champion when he lost to Andre Ward, right? And he came back to become a world champion again.
Yeah, but the issue, Moni, the issue is that both. Oh, go ahead.
I don't give a damn how people try to perceive it because it's Canelo Alvarez. Because if that was the same Jamal Charlo or the same Demetrius Andrade that took their ass up to 175 and beat Sergey Kovalev, that began all the praises in the world, and they should begin the praises. That's my only thing. We can talk about Rocky Fielding this and right. Yeah, after Rocky Fielding, if y'all want to say, oh well, the Fielding title wasn't real and all this, but guess what? He came back down and beat the #1 super middleweight in the world in Callum Smith. Then he beat motherfucking Billy Joe Saunders. Then he went to beat Caleb Plant. Y'all can say, oh, Caleb Plant don't move like Demetrius Andrade. Shit, I beg to differ. He's a boxer. He got good legs, right? They just said. It was a lot of motherfuckers out there talking about Caleb Plant was going to outbox Canelo Alvarez. This is he don't want to see Caleb Plant as a black man in a white man body. All these motherfucking narratives was going on, right? Oh, Caleb Plant, he's on a different level. Y'all see, he stood up to Canelo Alvarez. He ain't kissing Canelo ass. He told Canelo, fuck you. He told Canelo this. He told Canelo that. Then so he's getting that motherfucker Canelo knocked that bitch out in the 9th round, right? Don't nobody give him no credit now. Oh, Caleb Plant, he just gave up. Oh,
if you're gonna keep it consistent though, like, but even in your analysis, you just switch metrics, right? Like you went from he was underdog against Triple G to what people said against Caleb Plant.
No. Let me hold on. Wait a minute, because
let me finish my point. The only point I'm trying to say, Moni. The only point I'm trying to say is
let you go because you just put words in my mouth.
No, I'm just trying to. But I wasn't finished making the point.
I said when he went up to face Rocky Fielding, he was the underdog, so that means he was in back-to-back 2 tough fights, and the proof is in the pudding. The Triple G fights was tough for Canelo Alvarez.
I understand it. That's not what my point is. My point is,
what do you mean?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you. Caleb Plant was the underdog against Canelo. He wasn't the Canelo.
That bitch didn't win either.
I get that, but when you're saying that Canelo was the underdog against Triple G, so he had 2 tough fights. I'm saying that he was not the underdog against Caleb Plant. Not only am I saying he's not the underdog against Caleb Plant, regardless of what you say about Caleb Plant being a mover, nobody is accusing Caleb Plant or even suggested that he's the kind of mover that Andrade is, or Lara, or Mayweather. Nobody's saying that. So when they're saying Andrade, like when they're saying Andrade, right? When they're saying that,
Williams, come on now.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, the reason why people are saying what they're saying about these particular guys, right? They're saying that, like, guys that move like Andrade, what we've seen over Canelo's career is these guys give him problems. Caleb Plant is not one of these guys.
How come he's not?
Slick.
How come he's not? He's a
Andrade
boxer.
doesn't even move that well.
Yeah, what the fuck make Andrade more better than
Andrade
Caleb Plant?
I'll tell you why. Because Andrade stays on the.
Let him finish. What makes Andrade better than Caleb Plant?
As a mover? As a mover, because Andrade is always using lateral movement, and there's a point when Caleb Plant is right there in every single fight. Andrade, like Caleb Plant is a mid-range fighter. Meanwhile, listen, I'm answering your question. Meanwhile, Andrade is trying to get out of the range even when he's throwing a punch. Like, Andrade is not in the same position. Andrade will throw one punch from a position that he's in. He's not going to sit there for a minute.
Same thing with Billy Joe.
How long? Let him finish.
No, it ain't the same thing with Billy Joe. It was the same thing with Billy Joe against David Lemieux years ago. So, you're talking about one fight. We talking about Billy Joe.
What's that, Danny? That's Danny down there.
Yeah,
Danny, that's you at the bottom.
My thing about what Andrade is, they try to say he's such a mover. The fight with Billy Joe Saunders, isn't Billy Joe a southpaw? Isn't he above 6 feet? Doesn't he have the same reach as Andrade? That fight should have shown y'all that Andrade.
None of that's movement, though, bro.
But
none of that's movement.
That's not my thing.
You said movement, and then you mentioned a whole bunch of stuff that's not movement.
At 160, that's not even my thing, though. At 160, y'all love to talk about how Canelo didn't fight Andrade, but y'all don't like to mention how it's because when he petitioned the IBF, they rejected that fight and then stripped that man because the Derevianchenko fight didn't go through. And
they didn't reject it. He didn't file the paperwork.
How do we know that? And how do we know he overpriced himself? Because he ended up taking $3 million less after Canelo got stripped and vacated his titles.
Bro, you got your facts wrong. Like, he didn't. It's not that they rejected it. He didn't actually petition in the first place.
Well, he petitioned. He petitioned.
No, he didn't. They literally said he did not. They didn't file the paperwork.
They said it was after the deadline.
Correct. That means you didn't do it.
Let me say this, bro. Regardless of the fact,
if you didn't do it within the deadline, that means you didn't do it, bro.
They didn't give him no warning on when the deadline was. They just told him to make the Derevianchenko
Who
fight.
Who is they? I don't listen. The whole point of it, you said that they rejected it. The point is,
they stopped it.
Okay, so regardless of all of that stuff, the issue being the reason why people are saying the Andrade and Charlo thing, it has absolutely nothing to do with them being like undefeated champions and all that other stuff. It's a style matchup thing.
Bossa, what's going down, my bro? Let me say this, bro. Then I'm gonna let my man's Herson get in on this. When I'm looking at Demetrius Andrade and I'm looking at Caleb Plant, bro, we can say it's the same style with different game plan. That's why I look at this. A boxer mover is a boxer mover, right? Of course, they're gonna move in different ways with a different game plan. You cannot sit up here and tell me Demetrius Andrade is not a front runner, because what he does, he goes out there, he start fighting your ass early on. In the second half, he start trying to box and move on your ass, but he get to slowing down in the later rounds, bro. Now we gonna sit up here and act like Liam Williams and have this motherfucker up on the ropes touching his ass, bro. He's like, I respect Demetrius Andrade. He got a game plan. Don't get me wrong. Right? He got a game plan. He could box, bro. But I'm not gonna put Demetrius Andrade over this level like he's fucking Floyd. None of these motherfuckers is Floyd Mayweather, not even Laura. That's why Mayweather the only one that got the W on Canelo Alvarez. So even with Laura, yes, a 23-year-old Canelo, this is not making no excuses that he was fucking 23. All I'm saying is a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez who's fucking 31 years of age now. If motherfuckers tell me in 7 to 8 years this man ain't learned on how to cut off a motherfucking boxer, then you got to be shitting me, because I've seen Canelo Alvarez be more patient. I've seen Canelo Alvarez cut the ring off on motherfuckers, and I seen him break your ass down, and then once you sit your ass down, he starts fucking your ass up. So when I'm looking at the situation, bro, Demetrius Andrade is not that much more slicker than a motherfucking Billy Joe Saunders and a motherfucking Caleb Plant, bro. He's gonna get the same treatment they got, and he's gonna get his ass knocked out, bro.
So just so you understand, so what I saw against Smith and Plant is Canelo he hasn't improved in cutting off the ring.
So real quick, Smoke.
Those guys need to stop moving for him to catch up to him. He wasn't cutting off the ring against either one of those guys.
What's his name? Caleb Plant. Everybody was saying, "Hey, Caleb Plant, the one. He gonna catch that smoke." And they were talking like if he was gonna defeat by points Canelo. But then after he lost, that whole tune changed. you know, and I was tripped out. Well, not really, because that's been going on for a while, but it's a trip how they got their expectations for Caleb Plant, and all of a sudden when he lost, oh nah, man, we ain't never said that. We never said he was the one that was gonna beat him when the whole time
bro,
they were talking about it.
I
And
don't
then,
know who you're talking about, but it certainly wasn't the odds makers, because
so
Canelo was the prohibitive favorite against Caleb Plant.
he was. Vegas had Canelo. I agree
Yeah,
100%.
Like that, like
But a lot
whoever they is, like
Well,
of
you had
them
motherfuckers like
they
Andre
were-
Ward talking about Caleb Plant was gonna knock out
and
Canelo Alvarez.
yeah, but he was getting Caleb Plant checks.
And then you have a lot of
He's
motherfuckers.
getting Caleb Plant checks. What are you supposed to say?
And there was a lot of motherfuckers out here that was saying Caleb Plant was fit to outbox Canelo Alvarez because you know when you say they, you just saying the motherfuckers who was pulling for Caleb Plant. Canelo ain't never seen this style. He afraid of this style. And let me say this, I'm gonna let you go. Because at first, remember y'all, they thought he wasn't gonna fight Caleb Plant. So we told y'all he was ducking. He afraid of this style. Oh, he's going up to fight Bibble, and then he gonna make Bibble come to 172. He's doing it again. Caleb Plant scared him off. Caleb Plant was ready. That style was hurt. Caleb Plant made him look like a bitch. So when he turned back around and signed that contract, motherfuckers crickets.
And then what happened? Oh, haymaker. Nah, but look though, Caleb Plant a good fighter, man.
My man, Mama, thank you so much for that love and the cash out, my brother. Much love, much
he did a great job. Like, listen, like he actually had a more success against Canelo that I've seen in a long damn time. I'm just saying, like when it comes down to I'm just saying, like your analysis that Canelo is now able to cut off the ring, I didn't see that against either Caleb Plant or Liam Smith. And neither one of those guys are the movers that Andre is. Neither one of those guys
got IQ. He got all these other things that make up for it. He may not have the fastest feet, but that boy got hands, bro. That boy got IQ. He know the sweet science, man.
Oh no, listen, Canelo can fight his ass off. I think Canelo beats them all. I don't think Andre beats Canelo. I'm just saying what they're like, where they're coming from is a stylistic thing, not a resume thing. It's not about hey, you beat this guy, so now that means you deserve a fight with Canelo. It's literally, this is the kind of style that gives Canelo problems. That's what they want to see.
Yeah, but
let Jose in. Go ahead, Jose.
Didn't Canelo invite Caleb Plant to the ropes? They didn't call him to the ropes. You know me, like cutting the ring off. I'm gonna toy with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that Caleb Plant is not. I'm just saying that Caleb Plant is not Andrade. He doesn't move like Andrade.
Bring your ass over here. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's not that guy.
I'm not even strategizing. Like, I mean, you know what? Like, Eddie, fuck the game plan. I'm gonna play with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the fuck I could do. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna toy with your ass and I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna put that in the script.
No, he's not doing what he wants to do.
I'm not right, Smoke.
He's doing what he can do.
I'm not gonna go as that far and say Canelo was toying with him because Caleb Plant, and I said it. Caleb Plant will have some success early, which he was having success early with the jab.
But the success he was talking with him. It was like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take it there and test this motherfucker out. You know how motherfuckers like, you know what I mean, test each other out in the first, second round before they go to war or whatever. Okay, well, the whole fight, he's like, okay, well, what else you got? Let me see your power. Let me see your shit.
I knew I knew Canelo was gonna get him late, bro. Go look at that. I knew he was gonna break him down because it's not only just he wasn't cutting him off. When you get him on the ropes, like Canelo was hitting that ball on the elbows, the shoulders, the head, like he was hitting his ass everywhere, bro. And that shit take a toll because Canelo hits fucking hard. Then what people don't see is the little gut shots Canelo was hitting his ass with, bro. Like boom, like that shit take a toll, and it was slowing his ass down. And that's elbows get the dropping, he get the moving side to side like he really doing something. But Canelo just bitch, where you going? Bitch, where you going? Like, man, like
all I'm saying to you, if you look at y'all hear Olivia, I appreciate that love in the cash out. Much love, much appreciated. Say Canelo all day, big facts. If you look at Caleb Plant versus Fagan Butz, right, or Caleb Plant versus like Mike Lee, like you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, that dude's a mover. Like I'm just saying, like the whole thing, like this idea that because you fought Billy Joe Saunders or you fought Caleb Plant, that means it's the same kind of slick fighter as Andrade. So, like, since you fought those guys, you don't need to fight Andrade. We've seen what we need to see. It's not really the same thing. It literally is not.
I promise I'm gonna let you go, my boy Houston. So, for you to say it's not the same thing, who the fuck have Andrade fought to prove that he's going to be different than the Caleb? or a Billy Joe or a Callum Smith. Because to me, if you look at his resumes and you look at their resume, they fought tougher competition than Demetrius Andrade, right? It's not saying Demetrius Andrade can't box because he got a nice little style to him. But that style that he's fighting with, bro, ain't no fucking elite Floyd Money Mayweather style for me to look at it and be like, oh my God, y'all. Jose, y'all, when he go fight Demetrius Andrade, when Canelo fight Demetrius Andrade, he's gonna have a really serious problem, bro. That motherfucker can box and do no man. I see the same shit. He go out there, he try to be aggressive early, he starts slowing down, try to box you on the back end, he start losing wind. Canelo go walk his ass down, body shot, arm shot, upstairs. Once he feel Canelo power, he's gonna try to move, fighting backwards, and Canelo gonna start tapping his little ass, and pretty soon, night Demetrius Andrade, and then the narrative gonna be he waited him out. He wanted him to come to 168. He waited till he got old, man. I know how this shit,
bro. All right, so there's two separate. You're making two separate points, right? So
no, I'm just
first off, when you say who does Andrade fought to make him to see him that mover, that's the same question for Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, we've seen that dude fight basically guard the bottom of the barrel.
But then Caleb Plant fight better competition than Andrade, though. I mean, I call you coach, but Smoke. You have to agree. You have to agree that Caleb Plant. But you have to
make my point yet. You arguing something?
All right. Smoke. You're gonna get your point across, but you have to agree that Caleb Plant fought better competition than Demetrius Andrade. That's a fact.
Regardless of okay, if you think Uzgatigi because he fought Uzgatigi, right? Right? That means that because he has that one win, that means that's a higher level opponent than everybody Andrade fought. That's true. But he's also fought some guys that are way lower than the level of competition that Andrade fought. But what we've seen is consistently Andrade is a mover, regardless of the level of competition. Even when it's the highest level or the lowest level, that dude is using the lateral movement and hooking off the jab. That's how he works. Caleb Plant, on the other hand, it turned into a pocket fighter. He was trading with the likes of Truex. He wasn't a mover against Truex. He was right there. He was stationary against Fagan Butts. He wasn't
running side to side is not gonna save you,
man. Stop, Smoke. Let me address this sucker real fast, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, what the fuck is you talking about? Coach had money, shook, laugh my eyes. Talking about Coach is still in the building, you silly dumb motherfucker. Coach just put I got Benavidez over everybody. Don't you see that's at 11:07. It's only 11:08. Coach is my big brother. So whenever he put a message out there, yes, it will get put up on the screen. That's what you call you acknowledge your big brother. Shut your silly ass up. You feel me? Shut the hell up if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro. Now, how about you get your ass up here and get money shook? Since you talking behind the fucking panel, the link is dropped for you motherfuckers to jump on. Now, jump your ass on her and get me shook. Let's see your fucking points that you got.
all I'm saying, listen, like everybody else on this panel, I got Canelo beating Andrade. But I'm just talking about the people who are talking. I'm just talking about the people who want to see that fight.
No, Smoke is a Canelo. Is a Canelo fan, so don't get it twisted. Bro.
Yeah, correct. I'm a Canelo fan. Like the issue, the only thing that people are saying is they want to see that foot battle. They want to see that Canelo, his slow feet, catch up to Andrade. That's what they want. That's all they want to see. Like
it's gonna be timing. It's patience.
Smoke.
No, but
everybody Canelo fights is faster than him.
On a positive note, Smoke.
No, they don't have faster hands than him.
See Canelo
they certainly don't have faster, higher like upper body movement.
The good thing is that he's gonna fight homeboy. What's his name next? What's his name?
Zach Parker.
Oh, he's gonna fight Bivol, and then they got that Triple G because that's a money fight. They gonna make some money on the back end, but then potentially, hopefully, he fights Better Beef. And honestly, I think Better Beef will beat him. But the good thing is that Canelo's stepping up his level of competition for all the people that are doubting him, and also to prove to himself because he is a competitor. He has that fire in his eye. He has that drive, and he is striving to be great. And I don't think he fears any man.
They still don't talk shit.
But yeah, man, he's stepping his game up, bro. So, slowly but surely, you're going to see him, fight more competitive opposition so people could give him some more credit.
But that's what I hate, though, when people feel like Canelo's afraid to fight Better Be, right? When Canelo Better Be but fucking fight. People gonna look at this and they turn it down, bro. But that says, right? Spoke to Canelo today and he told me that when they were looking to win the title at 175 and ultimately fought Kovalev, his team had approached Arthur Beterbiev, right? They approached Arthur Beterbiev about the fight. Beterbiev had something else. So Canelo want to fight Beterbiev, bro, and I'm telling y'all he's going to fight Beterbiev. And like my man Alexander Gosick, who lost to Arthur Beterbiev, said he felt like Canelo Alvarez is going to win the fight because he said once Canelo Alvarez showed his chin, right? He said two things about Arthur Beterbiev. He said his power is overrated, but his boxing is underrated, and that said a lot to me because Arthur Beterbiev do set a lot of shit up, even though he just be walking through motherfuckers because he feel like fucking I'm gonna get you out, I'm gonna press your ass. But with Canelo Alvarez, he's not just gonna press Canelo like that. He's just not. No, and it's not going to be easy fight for Canelo because the motherfucker tough, big, and can take some shots. But when Canelo finished out boxing and fucking his body up and countering his ass, right, it's going to take a toll on his big ass as well. So Canelo Alvarez will get into that ring with Arthur Beterbiev, and Canelo Alvarez, assuming he get past Bivol, right, because I don't like to look past shit. I got him getting past Bivol. But he's going to beat Bivol, and he's going to go out there and be undisputed at 175. Even if he fight Triple G or not, he still go back to 175 and fight Arthur Beterbiev, bro, and become undisputed because that's look like the move that he want to make, and that's what it looked like this in Canelo here right now, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, so Beterbiev, one thing that like he, you go into the intangibles of boxing. One of the intangibles of Beterbiev is once that dude gets hurt, he's a way different kind of fighter. So you gotta be smart about how you even attack Beterbiev because if you hurt him, you might be on the verge of getting knocked out yourself.
Not hurt, more like bleed, because he wasn't hurt. He was never hurt.
Whatever. Like now you're talking about the semantics of whether or not he's hurt.
Not semantics. It's not semantics. Blood
like
and
literally,
being
when
hurt
I say
is two
semantics, I
different
mean the
things.
meaning of words, right? That's all I mean by semantics. Like, what do you mean by hurt? So if he gets dropped, he gets up and knocks you out. If he gets buzzed, if a guy is pressuring him, Beterbiev, when it seems like the momentum has shifted in the other guy's favor, you get a different animal.
The boy killer.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Beterbiev's gonna be tough, but Canelo gonna beat his ass too, bro.
Hey,
Canelo
money.
gonna beat his ass.
Let's assuming that Canelo get past these next two. I got a little 100. Beterbiev.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Don't worry. Trust me. I'm gonna put my mouth where my money where my mouth is, but I respect Beterbiev to the fullest. But I will say this: I was on my brother King show earlier. I know they said fuck Joe Smith, but Joe Smith is that fighter, bro, that can really fucking punch, bro. Like he can really fucking punch, right? Now I do got Beterbiev beating Joe Smith, bro, but you gotta be mindful that motherfucker, that where he be working that smoke, what he be doing construction working ass dude, that motherfucker be crap, bro.
Mexican? That boy Mexican?
Nah, Joe Smith ain't Mexican.
You said construction.
Yeah, he do construction.
No, that's what he was doing when he knocked Hopkins out the ring. He was coming
I
off
thought
his
he cut
construction
lawns.
job. He was not a full-time boxer then.
Oh, you gotta
Part-time construction worker, part-time boxer.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I also think Joe Smith is on the back end. Like we've already that Jesse Hart fight was like, or like anyway, whatever. I think we've seen the best of Joe Smith.
Well, all
I
I'm
don't
saying
think
is
he was
the
ever
power,
that good.
to work, because you know what, the Beterbiev will give him opportunity to land some shots. So I just want Beterbiev to be mindful of that don't sleep on that wood picking brickland motherfucker because he can punch, bro. Tell him.
Yeah, that's what they call them down ass white boys, the Woods.
Seriously, man, seriously. But let me get y'all thoughts on this, bro, because we heading now to the last thing. Devin Haney going up against, because that's a big time fight. Devin Haney going up against George Kambosos, man. What's y'all thoughts on that fight?
That's worrying. I'll be honest. I'm worried now. Before I was excited. I was like, yo, Haney's gonna be undisputed now. No one could take it away from him. But the more research I'm doing on Kambosos, that dude is no joke. He's deceptively fast. He's got pop, and he got the most solid chin in that division.
He got hungry.
Yeah, and he's hungry.
I seen his ass go down to Tio now.
Yeah, and he popped right back up. No, he wasn't buzzed or anything.
Yeah, but he caught that motherfucker and went down. And I'm not saying Devin hit harder than Tio, but the say he got the solid chin right after that, the motherfucker still. But I will give him credit. He got up and went and won the 11 and the 12, and that one won that fight for me.
I'm trying to tell you.
What's your thoughts, Smoke?
Like Tio, if he had one thing, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yep.
Jab. If Tio actually had a jab and was utilizing his jab, like Devin Haney, first off, has a better jab than Tio and uses it way more.
Yep.
Tio has a jab that's okay. He has a decent jab, but it was not in that fight. What David Haney does is control distance excellently. He's a very smart guy, and his reach and the way he fights is going to be a nightmare for Kambosos. Like it's really, to me, it's not even about the judges. It's more so going to be about whether or not the ref breaks him up and keeps the fight at distance. Like if we get one of these Jeff Horn kind of refs where you can do whatever the hell you want on the inside and the ref ain't gonna come in and break him up, then yeah, Kambosos should have a whole lot of success. But if Devin Haney, pulls that what we saw in the Linares fight, like where he's just holding, like once it gets close, just tie that dude up. That's also what we didn't see in Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn, which is why we got the result that we got. Pacquiao doesn't tie you up, whereas Devin Haney will. I think he's just going to keep it at range, pop him, hook off the jab, hit him with the occasional right hand, use his feet, put it at range, and then tie him up when it gets close. That's what I
50, man. I got a 50-50. Devin's very strategic. He's very composed. But I saw Lopez work a good jab on what's his name, Lomachenko. He was working that jab, but the thing is, he was in his groove. He was in his bag.
That was a different Lopez.
Yeah.
And the difference with homeboy, the Australian, he got on Lopez's head, and then Lopez's corner, his pops was tripping, telling him, "We up, baby, don't worry about it." You wasn't up. Talking about, yeah, he needed
I'm saying he was working his jab because Loma was social distancing in that fight. Loma wasn't doing shit for like the first half of the fight. So like you can do whatever the hell you want. Like that's looking like Tim Tszyu against like Gausha. Like if a guy is just sitting on the ropes in a high guard, you can do literally everything you fucking like a guy like that. Sure. Yeah, work a jab. And we didn't even see Tim Tszyu even throw a jab in that thing. That's what my point is. My point is like that Kambosos is going to have to collapse the pocket in a completely different way against Devin Haney than he's had to do it against anybody else.
That's the only way he's going to be able to win.
Don't get in.
Yeah, he's not going to win from the outside. No, he's not going to like.
So you don't think he can knock him out?
No. He's got to get on the inside. He's got to get inside of Devin Haney's jab. He's got to do that.
Linares didn't do that.
Say again?
It's inside his head. He fuck up his whole game.
I'm saying inside his jab, like inside your head. You can sure, like maybe that's where it starts, but you can. But the point of it is you got to get inside that jab.
What I'm saying.
Let me get my brother. Let me get my brother Jose take. Did you give yours down on my bro?
Yeah. Well, as in the fight as a whole, that's fucking good. That Devin's finally getting it. It had to take an upset for him to get it from Kambosos and Tio. And then Tio, like you got to, you're right there, you're on stage, you got to come with it. But fucking Tio was wild at the time. He was off, and fucking, that's why Campbell got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Devin is directly the opposite of that. That motherfucker ain't gonna be wild or nothing. He's gonna be patient. He's gonna be clean and fucking keeping his distance. So it's gonna be a bad night for Campbell, man. Devin's gonna get it, and fucking he's gonna get it, and it's just gonna be scripted like the whole fight. He's gonna, the whole fight. He's gonna fucking win all. Try to go for all the rounds. He ain't gonna knock him out. Because he's gonna use his distance, but just gonna be getting them points, getting rounds, round by round.
Weapons.
That's how he's gonna fight. What's that?
Yeah.
He's gonna have to take out his weapons. That jab, take out that jab, take out those hooks. Haney's gonna pin him down. At least that's what I hope.
Yeah, I think Haney's just gonna tie him up on the inside. Like the thing is, so Tio was not trying to outbox Kambosos. He was trying to knock him out.
Yep.
Like that's what was happening. That's like he was trying to set him up. He was throwing power shots. He was trying to catch him going in. But Devin Haney, I don't think he's going to trade with him. I think when it gets close, when Kambosos is at where the distance that Kambosos is effective at, I think Haney's just going to tie him up and reset and just go right back to jab and moving. He's not there for the second and third punch either. Like
let my brother see that
very active.
What's going on, Money?
What's going on, Cito? What's going on, bro? Matter of fact, go ahead, Cito, because you had jumped in late. But we giving our thoughts on Devin Haney and George Kambosos. What we think will happen in the fight?
I'm sorry for the background. It's kind of dark. I'm outside, just smoking in my
Oh,
patio.
you're good, bro. I know it's
Hey,
heat up.
hey, brother. By the way, I'm heading my way to St. Louis in a couple of days, man. So like maybe by the 9th, I'll be out there. So I'll reach out to you by then.
Okay, okay.
Remember, I'm taking my motorcycle trip out that way.
You in St. Louis?
I'm in Chicago, dog. So
No,
I'm
I'm
just
saying Moni. Moni, you in St. Louis?
Yeah, I'm from St. Louis, man.
Oh, damn. All right. I didn't even
Yeah,
know. All
show
right.
me state.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. No, well, so okay, so I'm agree with everybody in this panel right here. I'm not even gonna this. I'm not. I'm coming in later already, but what you call it? Just to like, long story short, man. I think Devin Haney, man, since he's got the and I don't want to even express myself this way, but I think he's got the shit out of the stick going over there in Australia, man, because I'm afraid that they're going to do the same thing they did to Manny Pacquiao when he fought Jeff Horn out there. He's going to have to really go out there, man, and just like really bring everything and just knock out, what's his name? George Kambosos, because honestly, I feel that they're going to have everything against Devin Haney. He's going to have to outbox him. He's going to have to go in there and just basically take dude's head off. You know what I mean? In order for him to really win.
Um, I heard you on that situation, but when I look at it, bro, Devin, you got to be Devin. You can't go over there worrying about what the fuck the referees gonna do or none of that shit. You got to go
That's
over there and fight the game plan that you know that you can fight. So when I look at the situation, I say I do look at Devin having an edge in this fight, but one thing that I will not
he's a pure boxer. You can't knock
hold on.
that.
One thing I would not, yeah, but one thing I would not knock is Devin Haney gasses out later on in the fights. If George Kambosos can force Devin to be active, bro, which I believe he's going to try to force him to be active. When he get to the second half of the fight, Devin
That's
Haney
a good.
starts going down a little bit. His arm start dropping, and George Kambosos showed that his power can carry to the late rounds. Now, I mean, his
Yeah.
punches, his power can carry to the late rounds. So what Devin going to have to do is bake those rounds early and not get caught up in trying to see if he can punch or not. Because we all know Devin ain't the biggest puncher. Don't mean he can't hit you and hurt you. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that shit. But just looking at what George Kambosos did, and George Kambosos made me respect him, fam. Because I thought I was one of the guys that was saying, man, listen, I saw the fight with my brother Mickey Bay. I saw the fight with Lee Selby, who I thought Lee Selby won the fight. I'm thinking T.O. finna go, and I gave him credit for holding his own in the press conferences, right? I'm like, boy, he talking a damn good game like a motherfucker. But when getting to the fight, I was one of the dudes that saying, man, T.O. finna beat the shit out of this boy, right? I went on that first round knockout, stupid ass shit. But I was saying T.O. finna beat the shit out of George Kambosos. And when I seen George Kambosos drop his ass in the first round, I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker game. But
That's the thing that I'm gonna agree with you. George
yeah,
Kambosos was really just kind of was being looked over because he's like, oh yeah, T.O.'s a
exactly.
takeover.
But let me finish,
He's
you know.
Go
Let me
ahead, go
finish.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so when I look at that situation, and like, but Devin just gonna have to stay composed, do what he do, box, and he got to try to keep some of that energy preserved for the later rounds and not getting caught up and letting George Kambosos dictate the pace, bro. Because George Kambosos been at home talking how he talk with all his fucking confidence, and I give him credit. He talked that shit with T.O. and he went out there and fought. But T.O., I would say T.O. fought a stupid ass fight because all he did was fight. That's it. He went out there, he was trying to knock the man out. He thought he was gonna knock the man out. Then by him getting dropped, that plays in your head, right? Come on, turn that music off. Turn that music off.
Sorry,
Turn that,
sorry.
yeah, mute that shit. So when we're looking at the situation, right, and Devin can't go in there in that type of mode. Then I finna bang it out this motherfucker. Just outbox his ass, try to frustrate him the best you can, and then do what Devin Haney do. Because I say this all the time. Devin Haney has the skill set to beat anybody, bro. He's that pure boxer that can outbox anybody, even Tank. Even though I got Tank knocking his ass out, when Devin Haney, like when he get his mind made up, bro, and he can be like Floyd to where he can say fuck the crowd, fuck what people think. I'm gonna fight my fight. If they can't force me to get in this bitch and bang it out, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if he just stick to Van Devin Haney, bro, go out there and box the shit out of George Kambosos like you know how. Of course you gonna get hit. Of course he gonna get touched. Ain't like he gonna go in there and just win every fucking round, right? But when they in the ring and shit, he just got to be smart, bro, and not let the crowd play into his head because that crowd gonna be going crazy for Kambosos every time he land a fucking punch. You know what I mean? So don't worry about what the fuck the referees go do. That's not in your control. What you control
Yeah.
is the way you perform inside that fucking square circle, making it look good and winning each round um, to the best of your ability to where it's clear as fuck that you won that round. And it's gonna be a hell of a fight. It's gonna be times where Devin got to dig down because George Kambosos, he's gonna force his ass to fight. He's just gonna have to keep that stamina up when it goes to the later rounds, bro, and hold on to that shit, bro, and not get not get discouraged with his mental because to me, no, I say he ain't really mentally matured all the way yet, but this fight can prove us different. It can prove us different. So we'll see. I got Devin winning as long as he fights smart and don't get caught up in that trying to show that he got power and shit and try to bang it out with George Kambosos. So
And if I may
go ahead,
reiterate,
Cito.
I agree with you 110%, bro. I'm not even gonna argue with you. Every bullet point that you just pointed out is the truth. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm worried about with when it comes down to Devin Haney. He's gonna have to go in there and just be a straight pit bull and go in for the kill. He can't sit around and just like try to play a chess match with Kambosos because Kambosos proved, man, when he fought against Teo, I was on the same thing. I was like, okay, Teo's gonna take him out. He's gonna knock him out within like the first 4 rounds, and Kambosos proved otherwise. He was a straight warrior. He came in there. He had a game plan, and he almost ended up knocking out freaking Teofimo Lopez, man. So in my mind, I'm like, I know Devin Haney's a pure boxer. He doesn't have the biggest pop, and like you're right, he does tend to gas out after a certain point. So yeah, he's gonna have to go in there with that I don't give a fuck mentality and just go in there and just perform and
Bro,
do
your
his best.
your Bluetooth is crackling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cracking, but you're still cool though. I can hear you. That shit probably we can hear what you're saying. We can make out.
Yeah, sorry, it's just it's a trucker Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's all good. Your words is more than the thing. So anybody else before I get to this Earl
50.
Spencer focus and we shut it down?
Yeah, I just don't like the fight that Teo fought. It just played into what Kambosos does well, and it gave up like the advantages that Teo has, and I just don't like that was like literally the worst version of Teo that I've ever seen. And unless all of a sudden Devin Haney forgets who he is, like I understand that he's having like an identity crisis. Is he a boxer or is he a puncher? And that might hurt him in some rounds, but what he isn't is dumb in the ring. Like that dude's ring IQ is very high. He knows what to do in situations. Situational boxing, I think he just ties the guy up instead of trying to bang him out.
No, facts, whatever you're saying, man, that's true.
Hey, Smoke, did you think T.O. really believe he gonna knock that man out in one round, bro?
He did, but I mean, that's how he got dropped. Was
Right.
like if you look at the drop, if you look at that round,
Right.
if that dude went in there like you're not on my level, I need to go home. You're not even gonna last, or like whatever the hell they told him in the dressing room, he was fully invested.
He
Yeah,
believed
Teal got careless. He got
Yeah,
careless.
but he really believed that he's gonna knock that man out in one round, bro. Like Smoke said, the first punch he threw, bro, was hard as fuck. I'm like, bro, is you crazy?
Like, all of them though. Like it got to the point where even Kambosos was just looking for him to throw that right hand super hard so he can come over the top and counter. Like it
Yo,
was a
Teo
thing
couldn't
where,
breathe, all right?
like,
Teo
like,
had no
it-
lungs.
He was daring Teo to throw those hard shots, right? And Teo couldn't figure it out. He wasn't setting traps. He wasn't like what I saw in that fight was Teo's inability to make in-fight adjustments.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. My son had no lungs, bro. Bro, they set my son up, bro. If my son, bro.
Come on, buddy.
You can be a prisoner of your own success.
Even though my son made it on
Winning
12 rounds,
11-3, Bobby.
yeah, Bobby. Even though my son made a 12 round, bro, he had no fucking lungs, bro. And we won 11-2, bro. 11.
How you go in the corner?
So
tell your fighter.
Come on, buddy. You're bogus, bro.
Get up and
Theo
fuck him up.
Senior was still stuck in the I've been telling you guys for 2 years we're gonna beat Loma. So he was on that I told you so stuff. So he told them that like this is what you need to listen to now. I'm telling you he's gonna knock him out in one round. And they just went all in on some I'm gonna knock him out in one round, but there was no plan B, plan C, plan D, and not
You don't
only
need
that,
a plan when you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
but
lungs.
I would like to see a rematch with Loma and Teal. See what happens the second time around. You know what I mean?
maybe once he gets somebody else in his corner, sure. But not
this
even
is the
that.
thing,
I'm not even
Smoke.
saying that. Like, dude was 160 pounds going into the Loma fight. Like, I'm done. The dude's old. He's a young dude. Like, follow your body, follow your health. That's what's most important.
Exactly.
But that dude needs to
Yeah, facts.
figure out he needs a coach that can tell him how to set traps and how to make adjustments.
Well, that's why he's gonna go train with Arian also pretty soon.
This is the
Isn't
thing
he?
though, Smoke. Yeah, but hold on, I'm getting there. But this thing on too though, Smoke. When he that Loma shit, bro, it got to his head so much. Like they got to his head so much to where he really thought he really thought, and I'm gonna be real, the motherfucker thought he was bigger than Canelo, bro. Like that's why he come to Canelo fights with all his titles.
Yeah.
That's why he keep telling
I think
people.
it's-
Yeah, that's why I keep telling people, oh, I'm undisputed. I'm undisputed. Hey, you have to do this now. Don't get me wrong. That Loma win was a big fucking win for T.O. Credit to him. I thought Loma would have won the fight, me myself, but I knew T.O. had opportunity to win the fight. So I thought Loma would get it through the experience. But you know, Loma, what was so smart about T.O. in that fight is he took what Loma gave him in the first 7 rounds. He didn't rush it. He didn't do none of that stupid shit. And I gave him credit for being patient as a young fighter, only for him to turn around and go do the opposite shit that he did against Loma, against George Kambosos, and go out there and look like a goddamn rookie amateur in the fight. But
Yeah.
he has to get this shit out of his head, bro, that he was set
Money,
up.
I'm gonna try to reconnect one more time, okay?
Oh, go ahead, bro, because we about to get ready and we got one more thing to touch on. So when I'm looking at the situation, bro, like he got to get out of that shit, bro, because he keep talking about he was robbed and they know what I was going to do with the titles and this, that, like quit all that shit, bro. Like quit trying to shit on another man's parade, bro. Yeah, your ass lost the fight, right? You talking about you won 11-2. Hey, and I tell you this, hey, y'all know what the fuck you want to say yourself. You just feeling embarrassed as fuck. You got them titles took it, and it's still a takeover, baby. And hey, I say this, hey, man, just accept it like a man, bro.
At the end of the day,
yes, because you're not going over to Canelo Alvarez camp with that type of shit on your mental, and you think you're gonna go over there and they set us up, bro, and they did this, and they Eddie and Canelo go tell us that, bro, if you don't let that shit go and move the fuck on, bro, right? Devin Haney and George Kambosos is about to fight for those titles and a real undisputed bout. And the winner of that is probably they have to fight again. So you need to be trying to get yourself back in position at 140 to fight for a world title. Because you talked a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happened when you do all that talking and that camera in front of your face, and now your ass on the other end of that stick. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it play out for him. I still think T.O.'s a hell of a fighter. I still think he got a hell of a skill set. He could be world champion at 140. Look like Josh Taylor go vacate those titles. So it's just up to him to accept that shit, bro, and move the fuck on, bro. Move on, because the way you talk, you 2 steps away from sounding like Ryan Garcia on this bitch. Too much you got mental issues and shit. But let's touch on this last topic, y'all. Errol Spence, your Dennis Ugas, April the 16th. I gotta get y'all picks on this shit. I'm gonna start with my brother Smoke. Smoke, what you think about the Errol Spence, your Dennis Ugas?
Ooh, man. So if Errol Spence is 90% of 2019 Errol Spence, then he beats the shit out of Ugas, right? But at this point, Errol Spence is in gym shape, not fighting shape. The guy hasn't had round. He's fought one time in like since 2019. That 3 years damn near he's fought one time. So this Ugas, the fight is there for him. We got Errol Spence who's pulled out of fights because he's been injured. So don't know what his punch resistance looks like. We know his timing is going to be off. We know it's going to be rusty. And not only that, we saw a different Errol Spence the last time he fought against Danny Garcia than we've ever seen that dude fight. He's not biting down his mouthpiece and willing to walk through fire in order to get you out of there and throw a ton of punches. Now he's trying to beat you from the outside and all this stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if Ugas pulled off the upset, because Spence is there for the upset right now. However, I'm not picking Ugas to do it. I'm not picking him to pull off the upset. I'm just saying that it's there for him. Like, the guy ain't been active. He's been injured. We don't know what we're gonna see. I don't know what, like, Ugas to me doesn't throw enough shots or all that stuff. But who knows what can happen. I'm not picking Ugas for the upset. I'm just saying the upset is there for him.
You won't be you won't be surprised if it happens.
Right, correct.
All right, RJ, go ahead, RJ.
So everyone keeps looking at this, the last Spence and Garcia fight. That man just came back from a major accident. Said it himself, he was at 50% and still beat Danny Garcia. What you think he's gonna do to a Ugas who's 35 years old, took a belt from 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao, who barely threw a punch, who barely rushed, who barely moved? Where's all this hype coming from Ugas? I don't understand.
Turn that goddamn Pac-Man game down, boy.
Well, it comes from the fact that Spence got hurt in sparring. I'm assuming that Ugas is better than Spence's sparring partner.
Yeah, but sparring don't matter. Sparring don't matter.
I mean, it matters if you get injured in it.
if you get injured in it and you know you can't fight, you're not gonna fight. You're not gonna
I'm
walk
just
in and
saying.
get beat.
I'm just saying. If a sparring partner can injure him, what can Ugas do?
Nothing. Nothing. Ugas don't injure nobody. Ugas is slow compared to EJ. Ugas is slow.
I mean, I hear you. Listen, I'm not picking Ugas. Just to let you know, I'm just saying that
No, of course.
a dude got injured. If you get injured in sparring, if he was sparring like Sean Porter as Keith Thurman or whatever, okay, fine. But if he's sparring some dude we never heard of, some guy with 2 fights coming up the thing, like I don't know what my man's punch resistance looks like.
Yeah, but my thing is that there are no grounds, there are no historical references for anyone to give Ugas a chance. The only reason he's fighting Spence is because he's got a belt. That's the only reason. Ugas don't even have a reason to be fighting against Spence. But we're gonna find out. So we'll
You didn't
see.
see that?
Hold
I
on, Smoke.
mean,
Let's get through these cases, Smoke, because I got something to do after this. All right.
sorry, bro.
You done. I'll let you rebuttal though after this, Smoke. Houston, let me get what you got, Houston.
Yeah, man, I got Spence. And even though he's been through that horrific accident, that boy got grit. That boy dog. He's gonna fucking go in there, give it 110% every time. He got all of Texas on his back. He's gonna go down in Texas, and Ugas is a formidable opponent. He's a talented boxer, Cuban style, in Cuba and all that. Right now, Ugas got a lot going with his country. I know he got what he do for his country, but I got Spence, man. I got Spence by decision.
Okay. Jose, let me get your thoughts, Jose. Spence and Ugas.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Spence, man, for you know what I mean, for bouncing back and taking no shortcuts and getting at another champion. You know what I mean? And like they say, it's up for grabs for Ugas, this and that. What if you know what I mean? That goes for any fight. You know what I'm saying? Ugas he's got a shot, but I'm gonna give it to Spence on this one, and yeah, it's fucking. He's taking. You know what I mean? And not only that, the long route. He's going for undisputed at 47 too. After that, it's gonna be Crawford. Can't overlook Ugas, but what's it called? He's going for the third bout. Getting at it, and he's really trying to get at it.
No doubt. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Then we gonna wrap it up. I understand what Smoke's saying. Smoke's saying by him not being in the ring for so long, he's in shape, but he's not in fight shape. But I'm gonna say this, Smoke, that can work for Earl or it can work against him. Because one thing we knew, like when he's fit to fight Manny Pacquiao, he just came off the Denny Garcia fight, right? He was still nursing his body back from the situation that happened. So now he had a whole great training camp with Blu-ray that put him in some good ass shape against Manny Pacquiao. We all know the eye injury happened, right? And then he kept the weight down, and then he worked his ass off again for another great ass training camp with I fight for fitness. Sorry if I got that wrong, but EJ is so much fucking shape. But he's the guy though, bro. That shit is like muscle memory to him. I don't see Earl Spence as one of these fighters that he has to get in there and get some rounds in for him to heat up. No, because even in the Danny Garcia fight, like he said, he was 50 to 60%. And he still took it to Danny Garcia ass. And yes, he didn't look like the same Earl Spence, but he still figured it out on the move and what he do. The type of fighter that Dennis Ugas is, and Dennis Ugas do deserve a fight with Earl Spence, bro. Like the resume, being the first man to beat Omar Figueroa, beat Jamal James, beating Ray Robinson. People thought he beat Showtime Sean Porter. Regardless of what people say about Manny Pacquiao, that was the same Manny Pacquiao that Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford won the fight. If they would have beat Manny Pacquiao, they would got all the credit in the world. So I'm giving your Dennis Ugas his credit for beating the man that's the biggest win on his resume, and that helped catapult him to a real top champion at the welterweight division, regardless of people like it or not, because Pacquiao was slugging Dennis Ugas ass with some shit as well. So it was a good ass fight. But with this fight with Earl Spence and your Dennis Ugas, I just think Earl Spence is just hungry, bro. Like he heard all these things, people saying he ain't the same Earl Spence. Or your Dennis Ugas go do this to him. His act gonna be fucked up like this. Like he take all that shit and thrive off of it, bro. I talked to this dude behind the scenes, bro. This dude is hungry. He's hungry, bro, and he's ready to put down a massacre. So I could see him stopping your Dennis Ugas in this fight, but Earl Spence want to put on a fucking show of a lifetime in Dallas, understanding that this for a third scrap. It's a credible opponent. then you're Dennis Ugas. So you got to get Ugas his credit. And I'm gonna say Ugas will have some success, everybody. Ugas will have success because he's a fighter, bro. He's a smart fighter. He like to fight, and Ugas is not afraid. He's not afraid. That's why he signed that bitch saying, "Let's go fight in Dallas, bro." He understand the opportunity that presents himself. He been wanting to fight Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter. He been wanting these fights, so he believe in himself, bro. He believe in himself, and he ain't your typical Cuban that wanna box, try to tear your ass out. He get in there, he fights like Yuriorkis Gamboa. He get in there, he fights. And that's gonna be the downfall to him, in my opinion, because he's going in there and fight a more bigger, stronger motherfucker. A lot of people saying Uga's bigger than Earl Spence. I don't see it. But once they get in there and that bell go ding ding, and Earl Spence is a guy that gets stronger as the fight goes on, and we see him in the best shape. I ain't gonna say the best shape of his life, but in some of the best shape since we can say probably the Kell Brook fight or Lamont Peterson fight. But he's going into this bitch, bro, and he wants to make a statement. He wants to go out there. He want to stop Ugas, bro. And Ugas, he's coming like he's telling people to bet the house on him. So he got his game plan and he's ready, bro. So this gonna make for one hell of a fight. One hell of a fight. You know that I'm gonna have the pleasure of watching in person. So we gonna see how that bitch turn out, man. But I do got Earl Spence going out there, looking like the Earl Spence of old, working that beautiful ass jab, getting to the body, prairie and shots off Ugas, taking something to give it, but breaking Ugas down and overall around the ninth or the 10th. Probably end up stopping your Dennis Ugas, man, and becoming 3-scrap shorty and looking for Turnbull Crawford to go for undisputed, bro.
Oh,
Yes, sir. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna get y'all last words so we get up out of here, y'all, because I really gotta get up out of here. My brother Smoke, let me get your last words, Smoke. Let them know where they can find you at, bro.
Yeah, you can find me at Boxing Lounge. I'll leave out the way I started. Get some art like Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, whomever. Just right behind your head. Let's get some art. Break up all that negative space back there, Moni Brown. That's my suggestion. But I'm gonna listen regardless because you are fire. Peace to the panel. Peace to the chat. Yeah.
I got a room, I don't give a damn. My niece, she moving out. She was with us for a minute and shit. So her house getting fixed on. So my intention was always to fix that room up. So I got a whole room that I'm gonna put together. We gonna work that thing like that. The cat's out the bag. So we gonna come more professional for y'all, bro. So that's why I said it ain't gonna be in here, but it's out in the garage and shit. We go whip it up real decent and nice. So y'all gonna like what I got coming, man. So y'all just stay tuned.
Man. Yeah, anyway, regardless, I come in with my no special effects whatsoever. My production value. I turn my camera on. Looks like I'm in a dusty basement underneath a rock. I'm not. I'm living quite large, but you can't tell by by me just hitting the camera. I'm just saying, the channel, the graphics are better on the channel. Come to the Boxing Lounge, and Moni, what you have transcends whatever the hell is going on in your frame anyway. So it is what it is. Next time you're live, if I catch the panel, I'll be on. I'll be talking my stuff in the chat. And you guys have a blessed weekend.
I'm gonna come over and rock out with you too, Smoke. So just let me know when you want me on the panel, man. We can start moving people over there to the Boxing Lounge.
Yeah, Boxing Lounge.
Yeah, so we'll come over there and rock out with you as well, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate all that. Peace, guys.
No doubt. RJ, let me get your last words, fam.
So this EJ Ugas fight, you already know how I feel about that. I think Spence is gonna dominate him from round 1 to 12. But the thing that sticks out to me is when they say boxing or fighting in general is 80% mental, 20% physical.
Mm-hmm.
Spence says, I don't take tune-up fights. That says a lot to me. You don't take any easy fights. You only want to... because iron sharpens iron. He knows that. He does it. So I think this is going to be an easy fight for him. On this whole Canelo shit, I hear everybody, but my mind is still boggled. It's like these guys like Charlo Benavidez, Plant, it's like they want to jump straight to Canelo. They don't want to fight anybody else other than Canelo. You want to jump from C-level fighters to A? What sense does that even make? And how do you even advocate for yourself to go fight somebody like that? Where's your background? I just don't get it. I understand the whole styles make fight things, but you ain't proof shit. You ain't proof that your style can beat a similar boxer to Canelo. Not to mention Canelo is a different fighter altogether.
Wrapping it up, RJ, my brother. No disrespect, but you gotta get your last word so we get up out of here, champ.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
All right, go ahead, finish wrapping it up. I know you got a few more little words to say, but just let
No,
you know.
I'm done.
My brother Jose, let me get your last words, bro.
Shit. Well, damn, it's going down. This is a year. It's gonna be full of history. Fucking Devin, you know what I mean? Gonna get undisputed. Charlo or uh, he's going for the undisputed over there too. And shit, what if fucking Canelo goes for undisputed at the back end of the year? You know, so it's gonna go down this year, and it's just fucking just peep it, man, as it goes. You know, and fucking, it's gonna be a good year, man. Thanks for putting me on, and nice meeting everybody out here that just that was on the chat today, man.
No doubt, Jose. Get you play that Pac-Man with your Pac-Man planet. Go ahead, my brother. Houston, man. Happy to see you today, bro. Go on, give your last words, chap.
Hey man, likewise, man. I've been getting my grind on hard, but I always enjoy watching you, bro. I appreciate the fact that you're unbiased. You tell it like it is, bro. That's why whenever I do get an opportunity to tune in, I'm definitely here, letting everybody know to smash the like, show support to you, and I really respect you, bro. It's that you come in with a lot of good information. When I'm watching videos, I always hit the likes, man. And you got a lifelong subscriber with me, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, my brother. That means a lot,
Hey,
champ. It really does.
real quick, man. Who you got with Stevenson and that fool
Valdez.
Mexican? Yeah, Valdez.
I got Shakur Stevenson in that one, bro. I got Shakur
Yes,
Stevenson.
sir.
I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. Hold on, these.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I just think the skill set of Shakur Stevenson will take over in the end. I got him winning on the points. I think Oscar will have some success, and if I think a lot of people thinking Shakur just go start off just walking right through Oscar Valdez, I kind of disagree with that. But I do think Shakur Stevenson start heating up, start making a miss, start making a pay. But Oscar Valdez being an Olympian, being a body puncher, and he can fight. I think his last fight, a lot of people look at that and feel like this, but I just think with the situation he put himself in, which he deserved, whatever came towards his ass, I think that played a big time on his mental. Now I think he can relax a little bit more, get ready for Shakur Stevenson, who ain't no fucking joke. And I liked him. I do who he fought last time, Constantine. I knew he was gonna give his ass a fight, but this it's the biggest fight of his career. He will be paying attention. I just don't think it's gonna be enough. April the 30th.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, well, one love, money.
No doubt. You have a good one, champ.
You too.
Man, I appreciate everybody for coming through, rocking out with your boy, man. Means a lot to all the brothers that jumped on the panel. To my big brother, Coach, thank you for jumping on, Coach. Thank you for calling Demetrius Andrade a duck, because it's just exactly what Demetrius Andrade is as well, Coach. He's a duck as well, right? It takes a big man to step up and admit that. I know I hurt your soul, Coach. I know I hurt it deep down. You had to get up off this bitch because that motherfucking Monty Brown, that motherfucker made me say Andrade was a fucking duck, baby, and I don't fucking like that shit. That motherfucker know that it's a fucking complexion for the connection, and that motherfucker full of shit. And when he turn that fucking computer off, I know that motherfucker gonna be laughing his ass off, because that motherfucker knows for a fact that Canelo, that motherfucker is ducking. He's a bitch, and he don't want to fight those fucking fights. But it's okay. I get that motherfucker getting on Keon's show. That motherfucker, you. So all love, big brother, Coach. You know it's all love. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all come through tomorrow. We will be showing the fights. I forgot who even fucking fight tomorrow, bro. But whomever fight tomorrow, we gonna be showing the fights, man. So y'all come through, rock out with your boy. Y'all make sure y'all, and thank you to everybody that came through showing love in the Cash App and the PayPal. My brother Ron and everybody else who came through showing love. Y'all know it means a lot, fam. No doubt, Javier. You have a good one, bro. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy. And shouts out to the green team as well. Shouts out to the shooters, the green team. I appreciate y'all, bro. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy Mighty's the NSBC moving. Ain't nobody safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You want to donate OG money on Cash App. Trade Hampton 52 at gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share the videos. And y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family. Y'all have a good one, chaps. I'll check y'all out tomorrow.